And we are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the live show. Chonko and Big Nasty and Chonko.
Yo, guys.
We are alive, and Chonko's alive. I'm alive. We are here. We 2-week hiatus, or however you say that damn word.
Hiatus, I believe.
Hiatus, yeah.
In Japanese.
Like that, man. How you doing, man? How you speaking language yet, or what, man? You was gone for a while, so
I just flew in from Chile, and boy, my arm's tired.
Yeah,
but I am tired. 2 weeks. 1 week in Lima, Peru, 1 week in Santiago, Chile, all for work, and had some great food, and but yeah, it was time to come home, man.
I bet, dude.
Yeah, 2 weeks is it's a bit long, and yeah. But yeah, it's cool. Made it in early this morning. It was like 22 hours of travel, and made it home. Man. Took a nice nap. Me and actual Chonko took a good long nap. He was happy to be home, and yeah, everything's good.
I bet he probably was sleeping right on your chest.
Yeah, I won't let him do that. He's a monster, but he does get as close as he possibly can, especially since the weather's cooling down.
But we. I think we're returning pretty good. We got a pretty good guest. You want to tell everybody about him, or?
Yeah, really, really excited. Ryan at Automatic Comics. I've been watching Ryan since before I had a channel. So for quite some time, I think a lot of us watch Ryan, and he has a great perspective on a lot of things. He really watches auctions closely, and for like the real high end stuff. And he's kind of at, I would say, I was just telling him backstage, kind of the tip of the spear when it comes to a lot of the CGC controversies, and so a lot of the grading companies in general and stuff. So I think we'll talk to him a little bit about that. But yeah, really super interesting guy, and I think we're gonna have a fun conversation.
All righty, well, here's Ryan.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me
on. All right,
welcome, buddy. Welcome, man. Thanks for doing it, man.
Excited for being here. Yeah, thanks for asking me. And yeah, it's always fun talking about CGC. I mean, it's like one of the reasons I like to talk about it is people are always interested in it, right. And when you make videos, you want to talk about things that people want to listen to. I mean, it's no fun when nobody wants to actually watch your stuff. You put time and effort into it, and then nobody clicks watch, or the view. So
nobody's doing this just to masturbate in front of a camera. I hope. But,
maybe on OnlyFans, but not on, not on YouTube.
What you want. You want a dialogue. But yeah. So we're talking about the format. We'll have a little bit of a conversation, show some books, and it's all driven. We just kind of drive the conversation, and it's kind of up to you to talk as long as you want about any given subject. But we normally start with kind of the same questions. First, how did you get into comic collecting? And second, why and how comic book YouTube? Why did you start? How did you start?
I mean, for how I got into comic collecting, my brothers and I collected back in kind of like the late 80s, early 90s, that kind of like peak, hype era for comics. We all played competitive tennis. And so when we travel around, like the first thing we do is we pull out, I think most of the people in the chat are going to be like my age or older. So you pull out the phone book and you look up the yellow pages and you look for comic shops. And that was usually what we did everywhere we travel. It was like one of the first things we did. And so collected a lot in that period. My grandparents were also antiquers, so they would give us like comics that they got at antique shows and that kind of thing. Then, as things happen, you get older, and you're like, comics kind of went into the just like the closet, and they were up there, like they'd be there every time I'd come back home for holidays and that kind of thing. And then finally, like when I graduated from grad school and went to, I kind of got my first job. The one of the guys I work with, that I'm friends with, he was a big comic reader, and so he thought that I would really enjoy Invincible and Walking Dead. And so he basically had like the full trade paperbacks of those, and he would give those to me and I'd read them. And so that kind of got me back into it as like an adult. Mm-hmm. And then there was this one Christmas we went back home, and my dad was like clearing stuff out of the house, and he's like, I don't want these comics here anymore. He's like, I'm going to throw them out. And so but I couldn't bring them with me. And so my older brother took him back with him to his place. And then when they came and visited us, like maybe a year later, he brought him. And then that was like 2018 ish. And so that's when I started like going through my old comics. And I was like, I'm an adult, I have money now. I can buy some comics. And so I started I found like my older brother was already buying and selling comics. And so he, I kind of was talking to him about like, where can you buy stuff? And he started pointing me to like Heritage and eBay and that kind of thing. And I started buying some things, and I realized how expensive some of the books were that I wanted. And so that's kind of what got me into like selling as well. So I was like, well, if I can own more of these over time if I buy and sell them. So then it's just like, it just allowed me to own a much bigger variety of comics over time. And I mean, over the course of that, it's about 7 years now. I mean, what I've bought has definitely shifted. Like it started off where, it was a lot of like Silver Age, a little bit of Bronze, and then I eventually kind of just got into Golden Age, and I don't know why. And that's one of the things where I feel like people think that like, oh, those eras will die. The people, nobody's going to be interested in them in there later. And it's like, I had zero interest in Golden Age comics before. Like I didn't know anything.
When the bug bites, it bites hard.
Yeah. And it's just like, you just find something that you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. That, I can't believe this stuff exists. When you're talking about like the pre-code horror books, you're like, these are just wild. And then you just start digging into it. You find artists you like, you find, different genres you like, and that kind of thing. And it just kind of snowballs from there. As for YouTube, that one, it was kind of weird. I bought some books from a guy on Instagram. I'd gotten an Instagram, and he just asked, he's like, hey, do you mind like filming, opening them and post it to Instagram? And I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? And so I'd never done anything like that before. And so I just like set up my camera and film myself opening these books. And then I used to always watch Very Gary, kind of like when he had started off, and he had bought that huge like Silver Age collection. Yeah. And I realized that the stuff that I was buying, I didn't see really many other channels talk about or show. It was like getting into the older stuff, the more vintage stuff. And so I just was like, hey, why don't I make a channel that where I'm doing mostly that? And so a big part of my channel early on was just unboxings. It was just like unboxing after unboxing after unboxing. And then we eventually had the kind of like the comic boom. And I knew that because I was watching the Heritage auction every week and watching like 200 plus books a week and pricing them all out. I was like, maybe I have something to say about this. And so I started talking about like sales and metrics and all that kind of thing. And that tended to be a little more popular. Like the unboxings are popular for a while, and then they kind of cool off. You notice that with YouTube, like things come and go about like what people are interested in seeing. And so, you talk about that. And then we had, the whole like, all the CGC controversy that started happening. So, talk about that stuff. And it's just, I don't know, whatever is kind of like interesting at that moment. And I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of like part of my routine now, where it's just like every week, it's like, if I have something interesting I want to talk about, I film it. I think maybe some people have noticed that a lot more of my videos, I'm not on camera anymore. And the main reason is just because of available free time. Like I saw somebody ask about like my triathlon stuff in the chat. Like I spend a lot of time on that. I have, my full-time job. Then I have my just like comics business itself, and then YouTube. And so for me, it's just a lot faster if I'm just filming like a StreamYard screen share and speaking over it. I can film it. I don't have to worry about lighting. I don't have to worry about, like if I have like an itch on my face or something. And then also the processing to edit the video takes like a quarter of the time if I'm not on screen, because it's like when it's trying to adjust lighting for a person that's moving, it just takes way longer. And so I can now film, edit, and put out a video in under an hour, where it used to be maybe 2.5 or 3 hours. And so it's just a lot more efficient time. So that's why that's kind of shifted over time too.
Cool. Hey, I think I jumped the gun. I'm out of practice. I forgot. We usually introduce the chat. Sorry, chat.
Oh, go for it.
Mea culpa, mea maxima culpa.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's see. Cam Munin.
Yo, Cam.
The great and powerful Robbie Josephs.
One of the gems, Robbie Joseph is.
Derek.
No, Derek.
Yeah.
Always good to see Derek.
See, Big Matt.
The great Matt. Here's the show.
Let's see. Stevie D.
Hey, the great Stevie D. Stevie D sent me some really cool art this week while I was traveling. It was appreciated.
Yeah, he's spanning out. He was drawing some foliage earlier or something, man. It was pretty good.
Space.
And there's Uncanny Derek.
Yo, Derek, welcome.
And where's JSS?
Yo, JSS, good to see you.
Yeah, I see some names that I recognize from my comment section.
The award-winning JSS.
That's right. Congratulations, JSS.
Steppo.
Hey, good to see you, Steven.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for welcome home. I appreciate it. Believe me.
Hey, Casino Mike.
Mike. Yo, Mike.
And then he's
still back there, Derek.
Yeah. Mark.
Mark Mueller. Good to see you, Mark.
Yep. Let's see. There's my coach. Can't have nothing without the coach. The great and powerful Brian.
Good to see you, Brian. Well done. Well done on the awards, Brian, by the way.
Jason, archivist. Adrift. That's how I say it.
By the way,
Adrift.
If people haven't watched the collaboration that Jason and Johnny did, go watch Archivist Adrift, the restoration of this Golden Age Green Lantern. It's like magic. The dude, those two guys like brought that comic back from the dead. Really really cool stuff.
I was with Johnny today, and he said that he wished he would have had it with him to show us, but he'd already sent it off to CGC to get graded. He said that book is like brand new. He said it's unbelievable. It's so pliable, and he said he said he wasn't afraid to hold it or bend, not bend it, but flop it around and stuff. And it was just, he said it was unreal.
Yeah, well done, Jason, on that. I know you underestimate your powers, but you really brought that book back from the dead.
Yeah. JX.
Yo, JX.
Mr. Lau.
Hey, Lau. I got word Lau's going to be shipping some books from the Kickstarter I saw.
Oh, yeah. Mighty Comics and Collectibles.
Yo, Mighty, welcome. Watch your show all the time.
Let's see. Did I skip anybody? Let's see, Brian, that. Wow. Everybody's chatting. I think that's everybody.
We'll have more people. Everybody. So I really wanted to kind of follow the thread that you kind of laid down there, right? And it specifically CGC controversies and some of your coverage of and almost involvement with, specifically with Reholdergate. Like you were one of the people, like kind of at the start of that. Like you were one of the people who kind of helped discover that, right?
It was definitely Manu was like the person who 99 Newsstand who found out about it. Like he was definitely the one. I think I was the first person to put out a video where I matched a book between a green label and a blue label. And then there was all the fun with the CGC forums where somebody thought that I stole their work, and oh my God, it was awful. Like it's just like, and I think for people that aren't on YouTube, like there's no reason to do that. Like we do not make hardly any money off these videos. Like there's no reason
I would
ever do that. And so it's just like, I mean, it was just, I've talked about it kind of a number of times, but it was awful timing. It was like, I found it the same time that they did. He sent me a link in YouTube. And if you are aware, in the comments, if you put a link in the comments, YouTube will delete them. And so I didn't even know he sent the link, but he was sure he did, and so it's just like, it was terrible. But
I'm sorry, can you just give Cliff Notes version for those people who didn't follow? I know a lot of people did, but there might be people who really don't know what we're talking about with Reholdergate. Can you give the short 30-second Cliff Notes version?
I think it was 2 years ago now. I think it was end of 2023, December. Basically, there's someone who had been buying high grade, but not 9.8 level books, and then basically we think, like, based on what people have done, like using like a heat gun or something and popping them open and swapping the inner well. I think that's probably what they were doing, swapping the inner well into a higher grade book. Then they take the high grade book, they resubmit it, they get their 9.8, and now you have this book that's inside of a 9.8 case that's maybe a 9.6 or a 9.4. And if you're like with they probably would have kept getting away with it if they hadn't gotten greedy near the end when they got busted. And that was when they started going after Mark Jeweller's inserts. And also the problem is with that is that Manu is really into Mark Jeweller's inserts. And so he was like, just watching these, and he saw that, and it's something looked really strange. And so, because if people aren't aware, like if you take a 9.8 Mark Jeweller's versus like a 9.4, that could be $15,000 difference. And so it's just like the temptation was there, and this person's like, yeah, I can make $15,000 just swapping this book. But they had been doing it. Like if you've seen the CGC page that they have that tracked all the books, it was like 300 books or something. And it's pretty well accepted that it was a lot more than that. Those are just the ones that this person was resubmitting to CGC to get reholdered because CGC wasn't really checking reholders. They were just like, oh, it's in the case, it must be the same grade. And so they would just give it the updated label, resealed case, everything's good. And now you've got a book that's effectively been approved by CGC as that grade. And so like, it's just all that stuff like happened. And then they started like, tracked all the books that this person had submitted and another account they had used to submit. And that's what they used to build that list. But people were able to submit their books back in. I know a lot of people have gotten paid back out for that. But that list, I haven't looked at it in a while, but I'm pretty sure there are a bunch of them that still aren't crossed off. So you should be aware, like those books are probably still out there somewhere. And so you just got to be cognizant of that kind of stuff.
The person was sticking to certain high value books, as I remember, like Hulk 81.
It was a lot of like Amazing Spider-Man 300s, Amazing Spider-Man 194, like New Mutants 98, like that type of stuff, like books that are very, very common. So that, and that's the thing that I think got them when they went for the Mark Jewelers, is because the other books, when you're talking about ASM 300, that book sells multiple times a day. It's always selling. And so you'll get buried in the noise. But then when they started going for something that was more rare, you just, it became a lot easier to check. And like, it's the same thing when you're dealing with Golden Age books. It's like Golden Age books, like even the ones that you might not say are rare, but there's only 100 or 150. Like it's like they have fingerprints on them. They're really easy to spot, which book is which. And that's really, I think, what caught them.
Yeah. Now, and then I know we're getting questions in the chat and stuff, but I really wanted to focus a little bit on CGC stuff, because you're kind of again, you're one of the people who's really tracked a lot of this. And
and we talked about this some, like, it's like I talk about it, but I also I've got 3 CGC books back here. I've got like 20 CGC books in this box down here next to me. Like I almost exclusively have CGC. I mean, that is what I tend to use. And I think this is one of the things we were talking about. I feel like a lot of people, or maybe not a lot, maybe it's just the people who have really loud voices, take a very black and white stance, and where it's like, if they do something wrong, they are terrible, you should never use them. Whereas I see it as they are a company that has a value that they add to the hobby. Are they a perfect company? They are not. Like they clearly have flaws. But I mean, when you're talking about, and you could make the argument, it's like, oh, maybe it's not as pertinent for like modern 9.8s and that kind of stuff. But when you're talking about books that are like, I mean, thousands of dollars, it's like you want to have that third party that's confirmed, like at least based on their standard. And you can argue about, if their standard's consistent or not, but based on their standard, this is approximately the condition. And for me, even bigger is like checking for completeness, checking for restoration. Like exactly I'm good about that stuff, but I'm not perfect. Like I could miss restoration on things, and they're at least going to have a little better trained eye that can find a lot of that type of like whatever funny business or stuff that has existed. I mean, when you've got books that are 80 years old, they've gone through so many hands, and it just takes one of those hands to be someone who's like, I'm just going to draw a little on here, or, you know, put a little glue here, or that kind of thing. And you start to have problems.
Yeah. And I kind of like where you were going with, you know, kind of the black and white part of this, because it seems to be that it's so divisive that there you do start to get camps of, you know, this versus that, you know, either like ardently anti-slabbed, or you start to get people who kind of turn a blind eye to the improvements that grading companies in general, but CGC specifically needs to make, because they're screwing up. And
well, I mean, that's an interesting point, because I was actually talking about that. I think it was in our chat that we have for the new little like podcast that we're putting together with Swagahouse and 99 and Neo Comics and Cards, where we were talking about some of that stuff. And one of the areas that, oh no, man, my mind just blanked. The live stream on this stuff. One of the areas that we were talking about was that, like, when we were talking about this, like the Swapgate, like, it wasn't very long. It was like maybe 3 weeks later, and I started having people in my comment section going like, stop talking about this. We don't want to hear about this anymore. You know, it's like, wow. you like, people have like this very, very short period of time that they're willing to listen to some of this stuff, and then they're like, I don't want to hear it anymore. And the same, like, I saw a comment exactly about that, or similar on Reddit, like today, where somebody was talking about Bendgate, like that other like thing that's going on where the inner wells are bending. And someone in the comments was like, oh, are we still talking about this? You know, it's like you have people that just want to like push it to the side when we need these things fixed. Like, they are still problems. Like, that is still a problem. And, you know, I finally, like, I hadn't sent books in for a long time, and I finally just sent them in again, because I was just like, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm tired of waiting, because there's always something. And, you know, and so, but yeah, it's frustrating that stuff, like, it's always something, and it should be simple. Like, they are just grading and sealing a comic. like how complex can this be? But for whatever reason, they find ways to make mistakes regularly.
Yes. And you know, and just, it's about you. I just wanted to, I wanted to just make a couple points on this, and I don't know. You feel free to add, both Rich and Ryan. I mean, it seems that well, I was around back in the time when you would take a book to a local comic shop and haggle, and they would shit on your book and tell you about how terrible it was, and you know, whatever. And so, like, to not have an independent arbiter of this stuff is insane. Like, especially when you're dealing with specifically very rare or you know, very expensive books. Like, to think, not only will they check for completeness or check for you know, trimming or glue or different things that matter, like, to not have something where you can at least start on agreed upon level, even if, okay, maybe it should have been an 8.0 versus an 8.5. Okay, maybe so. Who cares? The important thing is to not have some independent person coming and not have, you don't get to do this song and dance about, oh, here's a tick, and you know, we at least know relatively, as we're negotiating the value of that book, what it is, and we can talk in the same terms at least. And you know, back then, before there was grading, that didn't happen. There was somebody who knew more than you, who you know, had the money, and they were going to dictate the terms of that transaction no matter what you said. And I think for younger people or for like, you know, some boomer type people where they want to go back to the, you know, the bad old days, I just disagree. And I think that despite the problems with grading, which are considerable, I still think it's kind of the best system we have right now for when you're dealing with very old, very rare, very expensive books.
And the other thing I look at with that is you were kind of related to what you're saying there, is I always think of it as kind of it's like a gatekeeper mentality. You know, it's like a lot of times when I talk about grading, someone's like, oh, they should learn to grade. And it's like, not everybody wants to learn to grade, to have to enjoy buying comics, owning comics, to think that they're not going to get ripped off by someone. And having something graded at least helps level that playing field. Because I mean, I had, when I was a kid, one of like my oldest Spider-Man book, I had Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1 that my older brother found at this one shop that he bought for like $15. And he sold it. He ripped me off at the time. I paid him $75 at the time, which back then was a lot, you know, for that book. And it wasn't until I got back into collecting, and it was like 2019 or something. And I was like, oh, I'll count the pages. And I was like, it is missing 2 wraps or two pages. And I was like, that shop ripped us off back in the 90s. You know?
They laughed, I bet.
Oh God. Like, it's just like, it's stuff like that, you know? And it's like, I mean, at least now there's a lot more resources where you can be like, go to Grand Comics database and get page counts and all this kind of stuff. But you still have to know to do it, you know? And I mean, I talk about this. I've talked this on a number of videos. Like, I buy from a lot of people, like a lot of different dealers, like on Instagram and whatever. And I've had plenty of big dealers sell me books, and I get them and I flip through them and I'm like missing a page. I flip through it and I'm like, color touch, you know? And it's just like, you know, and then I got it. And it's like, yeah, I catch that, but how many people don't catch that and just like take a book, put it in their box and move along, you know?
My comic shop sent me a mismatched cover.
Oh, wow. I mean, usually my comic shop's pretty good, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you got to check
it right back. In fairness, they took it right back. They didn't even argue with me. They're like, yeah, we're wrong. You know, it's, you know, they totally fine. They did what they were supposed to do. But I mean, yeah, I mean, but yeah. I thanks for going into that a little bit. I sorry to the chat and to Rich, but we kind of like, you know, went down that rabbit hole, but I thought it was important.
Very interesting, man. I like hearing it from him, from his point of view, for sure.
Yeah. Sorry. I went running earlier today and my leg is cramping. So that's why my foot kicked my USB that's like holding my camera. So
that's live television, folks.
Yeah.
Do you want to maybe see if some of the questions from the chat? I know I skipped over a lot, but I really wanted to dive into that.
Go back here and see where was where was that one I saw? Union, or it was either Team Union or JSS asked a question.
JSS did ask about what's your opinion on purple labels.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I've got a couple in my slab box right down here. I mean, I'll say I am pretty against buying purple labels outside of the golden age. I think when you're in silver and newer, there's just so many options that I generally would steer clear of a restored book if you're in the silver age, bronze age, copper, or whatever. When you're in the golden age, I mean, you only have so many options, right? And
so, what it is, right?
Yeah. I mean, so I don't have any, like, I personally don't have any issue with restored books in the golden age. I mean, I still would prefer to get a universal, but I mean, there's also, it's like, sometimes it's just the price, you know? I mean, like Man Cave Comics, like he showed that the Detective Comics 27. I mean, restored book, that's still hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, it's like,
like when you like walk over your best friend's, you know, writhing bodies just to get the label, one of those.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, there's certain things where you take what you can get, or it's just like what's in your budget. But yeah, like when you're talking about restored in silver and bronze and everything, usually you can get a low grade universal for the same price versus some like mid or high grade restored. And I would go for the low grade universal over a mid to high grade restored in those eras.
Do you feel the same about gray labels, conserved?
Gray labels are just restored books. I mean, it's just
really. I think you might get some debate in the comments.
So it is very specific types of restoration. That's all it is. So it's like it's supposed to be things that are not additive to the book, and they have to be professional. They're supposed to be, at least from what at least their previous guidance was, it was supposed to be A1 only and certain types of A1, but that is clearly not the case because they allow a lot of leaf casting, way more than an A1 amount of leaf casting. Like I have a Science Comics 1 that's conserved that has like a big like triangle down in the corner, and I'm like, that's way more than A1. So it's like they definitely have some, there's things where they don't necessarily always follow their own rules, but yeah, to me, it's just a very specific type of restoration. Now we as, collectors often prefer the conserved because it looks like on that shelf, you would not be able to tell if any of those were conserved. They're universal, but you just wouldn't be able to tell from that distance. And so, I mean, that's why I like how CBCS and PSA have done it, where they aren't making different color labels. I don't like the different color labels. I think they should just have the notation on it and be done with it. But if CGC did that, I would be all for it, but they would get a lot of flack for it because people would just probably claim it's a money grab, like it's like, oh, they're just doing it to get people to resubmit their books. But somebody asked about what the red pipe is. This is a gas pipe, and I cannot move it. And some of my other friends make fun of me about that all the time. So yes, that is what the red pipe is up there. And I just put the hat on there because it gets less. I've tried it without the hat, and I get comments all the time if the hat is not there. So I put the hat on there, and that seems to reduce the number of comments that I get about the pipe.
Because they think it's just a hook to hang a hat now.
Yeah. Yep.
Somebody's asking about your Gengar behind you.
Yeah. My niece got that for me. My brother works at Cover Price, and they were at a convention, I think out in LA or something like that. And my niece was there with him, and she knows that we talk about Pokemon. She likes Pokemon and that kind of stuff. And she got that for me. And so I put it, behind me on the shelf.
You say, yeah, you heard there's a Turok #1 rolled up in that pipe for a rainy day.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't even know if that pipe, I don't know if gas goes into it or not, if it's just an old one, but I'm not messing with it. So it just stays there.
It stays there. Yeah.
Yep.
So I know you brought some books. Would you mind showing us some cool, before we start, I believe that I have this right. You really consolidated your collection, right? You really, you had a lot of books, and you've really kind of drawn it down to kind of like a very select number.
Yeah, it expanded a little bit again, but it's still like at one point it was a little over, my PC was a little over 100. Then I got it down to about 20. I think now it's probably around 35. That does include, I have maybe 7 Pokemon cards that are part of that. And then I've expanded into, over the last about 2 years, I've gotten the original art bug a little bit as well. So
me too.
I've been buying a few things, and so those they're all in my PC. I think that's kind of the fun thing with the original art is original art is a lot harder to sell, and so it just I'm never really tempted to sell it because it's just gonna it's just a kind of, I can't really put it up on eBay. I feel like it's you almost have to do it through Heritage or Comic Link or something like that. And I'm just not going to do that. So it's just, it's in my PC almost indefinitely.
It is easy to trade though. If you want to trade.
I have heard that, that trading is at least one way to go about it. But I mean, I mean, whenever you're ready, I can start showing some stuff.
Yeah, man. We're excited.
Yeah. All right. So
I did. You have my personal grail. So
it is in the box.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. So I've heard of something. A little birdie told me you had one of Chaco's grails.
I guess what books are you specifically hunting for right now?
I did a top 20 list of books, and I think you have a handful of them. I think
maybe they're
my top 3 personal grails are Punch 12, of course, Black Hat 50, Dynamic 11, Phantom Lady 17, Starling Comet.
I think I pulled the Dynamic 11 out, so I don't think that one's in there.
But
I do have a Dynamic 11. So.
Please show us what you got. We're excited to see. Yeah.
All right. So I thought I would just because I never really get to show this stuff, I'd show the art first. It's going to be big, and that's why I kind of set myself back from the screen a little bit. This is the kind of the first one here. And so this is Mark Brooks.
Oh, wow.
The cover for Captain Marvel #1 from 2020 or so.
Very cool.
This was actually an original illustration art that he did earlier that then got used. They colorized it. This is kind of more of a grayscale, and they colorized it for that cover.
We love hot chicks. We love seeing hot chick art here.
Yeah. Then kind of going to this is an amazing artist that's on she's on Instagram. This is Chrissy Zulo.
Oh wow, look at that.
So this is the cover for Batman Adventure Returns. I think that was the name.
Kind of a Bruce Timm look to her work, right? A little Bruce Timm.
But I'm a big anime fan. And so like she has like this kind of like an anime vibe to it. And so I just thought this one was really cool. And so she has some really cool stuff. I recommend checking her out on Instagram. Then this is
I like that.
The Absolute series has gotten real popular. And this is a Tyler Kirkham piece I picked up real recently. This is Absolute Wonder Woman #4.
Wow.
And so like I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy, and so like I love this because it looks like the Buster Sword from Cloud that Cloud used in like Final Fantasy VII, and so but yeah, it's the cover.
She has that in Absolute too.
Yeah,
you said that's an Absolute. Is that a cover from Absolute?
Yeah, this is a cover from Absolute Wonder Woman #4. It's one of the variant covers.
Wow, man! Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
So like for me, for the art, I like covers if I can get them. I mean, the problem is covers are more expensive. So, but I like covers if I can get them. This is one of the, I haven't shown anyone this one, except like a couple people in a chat. So this is an Adam Hughes cover. Red Sonja #2.
Look at that, Red Sonja.
Nice.
And so like this one is from like 2002 or 5, I think. And it was used for a cover, it was used for a card, and it was used for a statue. So it was had a multi-purpose use. And it was similar to the Mark Brooks. It originally was an illustration like commission, and then they ended up using it
amazing
for those covers.
I love Adam Hughes. We all love Adam Hughes, right? Everybody loves Adam Hughes.
I mean, so like to me, like he has a very like he definitely got inspiration from Matt Baker, and so that's one of the things I really like about him is like it feels like kind of like a modernized version of Matt Baker. Then this one, I can't afford a cover from Jim Lee, but this is a page, and so this is from Batman 613, the Hush story. And so,
oh my God.
So I thought this one was really cool because it has color on it, which is super rare for these. And they actually didn't use the color in the comic. And I'm guessing it because it was maybe too violent. And so the other cool thing is it has different styles from him. It's got like a watercolor style here and up here. And then it has kind of the more like, ink, pen style, and it has Harley Quinn, which I really wanted that. But
that is amazing. You said it's from
this is
the original Hush or Hush 2.
This is from Batman 608 from like 2002. Original Hush.
God.
Page or Batman 613, page 8. 608 is the first one, but this is Batman 613, page 8.
That's amazing. That's one of my favorite stories in comics. I love that. That's fantastic.
I assume they're going to do it in a movie sometime. I mean, it is a little wild, so you never know for sure if they can pull it off in a movie setting. It almost feels like something that would have to be like a serialized, kind of like Penguin. Maybe it wouldn't all fit into a movie.
But at least people would watch.
Oh yeah.
This is my last one. Do you own anything from Final Fantasy?
I mean, no, Final Fantasy, I haven't collected anything. I mean, they've got the cards now, but no, I haven't collected anything from Final Fantasy. I just play the games when they come out. Like my PlayStation 3, I bought specifically to play Final Fantasy 13. I think that one was. And so it's like the only reason I buy those systems anymore is just to play Final Fantasy.
Nice.
Then this is my most recent, I think this is the most recent edition. And this one is from Batman Nevermore #3. It is a Bernie Wrightson cover.
Oh my God.
So,
look at that.
I love this thing. Like I love it. So
That's
badass. Spicy.
I think
Holy
it's the coolest
smokes.
thing I own personally.
Wow.
But,
An original Wrightson cover and a Batman Wrightson. That is a spicy ass sausage. Are those zombies that he's above?
so it's supposed to be like Edgar Allan Poe. And so it looks kind of, I don't know, it kind of looks like, I mean, it has a zombie feel, but it almost more feels like it's just like people from a city kind of like swarming in on him.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's like, I like it because it has the Wrightson vibe with like the creepy stuff, you know, and then it also has Batman. And if you kind of saw, like, I like color in my original art. I think the only black and white one I have is that Absolute Wonder Woman. And so this one, it has, you know, that kind of like the color along the top and everything. And so that really
amazing. Yeah. KM, I think KM misheard. That's not a print. That's the original art that he's got.
It's the cover.
That's the art. Unbelievable. Original Wrightson cover. Unbelievable.
Yeah. The cover for number 5 just sold on Heritage a couple weeks ago. So I was definitely watching that one. Yeah, I think that's the best cover in the run. I love that cover.
Yeah, congrats on that one. I think everybody loves Wrightson, right?
He has gotten. It's one of those, is like, where I wish I was into original art like 5 years ago, you know, or it's just like, you feel like the prices have gotten just out of hand. But I mean, maybe it's bubbly, I don't know, but it's still like, it's
amazing.
I don't know, it's cool stuff. All right, now for comics. So the first one I thought I would show is just, this is the reason I like to show this one is this feels like, for me, it was like, I don't know, I think it's the coolest thing I've ever found in like it wasn't a collection I bought, but I bought a lot of comics off of Heritage, and I was going through it. And this is kind of the thing where I feel like this is when I'm like, okay, I actually know what I'm doing with Golden Age comics. So this is Human Torch number 1. Now you see it's an NG. And so what it was somebody had most of the original wraps, and they had used this, what's it from? Flashback 21, which was a reprint from the 70s. And they had used that to complete the book. But the way it was sold in the lot it was just this. They said it was Flashback 21. So I had valued it as nothing when I bought the lot. And then I started flipping through it. I'm like, why does it have original print paper in here? And I started looking, I was like, I think this was an original Human Torch 1, and they finished it with this flashback. And so I contacted someone at CGC, and I was like, how should I submit this? And so they said that this is how I basically send it in like this. It got graded as a NG, but Human Torch number 1. And then they describe on the label that it's like, it has this number of wraps, these many have been replaced, and that kind of thing. But I just thought that was super cool, that it was like, I mean, that's, you've got to always flip through your books. You never know, what
you just like found it. You just suddenly you have this thing in your collection. Fantastic.
Then
it's awesome.
One here. So this is Captain America number 5.
Oh wow!
This is the first full Stan Lee story. His first contribution was in Cap 3, but this is the first like comic story he did, and just kind of a cool World War II cover. Not a Schomburg. I don't think this one's Schomburg. This one is Jack Kirby. Schomburg did. Kirby. This was Kirby, I believe. Yep. Yeah, Kirby and Sid Shores.
Very cool.
Has kind of like a red skull on the little wheel of death down there and everything.
Oh, nice.
I kind of set these up, so I figured I'd try to like put some variety through here. So I'm basically, it's going to go like superhero, then we'll go to some pre-code horror. So this is the highest grade Golden Age book I have.
Oh my God, a 9.6? Was that 54, 53?
This is 54. So this is Baffling Mysteries number 22. It's the highest grade copy for this issue, and it ties with one other book as the highest grade copy in the entire run. Is that
LB Cole?
No, I don't think they even have the cover artist recognized. Yeah, they don't have the cover artist recognized. It kind of has that feel, but it's definitely not Cole. He didn't do anything from the Baffling run.
Oh my God. Really cool, man. Very cool.
Then let's see here.
Ryan, do you have any secret diary of eerie adventures handy?
I do not. I did not bring that. I did not bring that one.
That was Derek asking that.
Then the other, so like the stuff I really like is I like superheroes. I like pre-code horror. I like sci-fi, and I like the good girl art stuff. I mean, you saw from the original art. Right. So this is Matt Baker is one of my favorites. This is Heaven Seas number 4. Yeah. So this is just this is like, some people are torn on what their favorite Baker cover is, and it's in the conversation. It's probably 2 or 3 for me, but
the stuff he did to Seven Seas is gorgeous. Those are great. The Phantom Ladies are great. The Cinderella Tales is not.
Cinderella Love 25. Cinderella Love. That's definitely the big one from that run. But there's those romance books have gotten really, really expensive.
Yeah, I was able to get the cake cover. I can't remember the name of it offhand. I'm still a little tired from my travel, but yeah, I love Matt Baker.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like for me, it's like for Golden Age, it's Matt Baker, it's L.B. Cole, it's Alex Schomburg, and then you've got some other guys like Gus Rika, Jack Davis, that kind of thing. It's like one of the things I've kind of gravitated towards as I've built out my collection is like trying to get the stuff that I think they're most recognized for. And so for L.B. Cole on the sci-fi side, to me, it's this book. So this is Blue Bolt number 105.
Oh yeah.
I love this cover. Like I love everything about this cover. It's just super cool. You've got kind of like the good girl art thing. You've got sci-fi, you got this crazy monster. And the thing with L.B. Cole is like a lot of times, sometimes you can tell he puts in more work than other times. And this feels like one that he put a lot of effort into. Like when you see it up close, there's just a lot of fine detail to it. And so yeah, for L.B. Cole sci-fi, this is like for L.B. Cole in general, it's my number 2 book.
Could you hold that back up to the camera again, a little closer to the camera? I just want
it kind of gets blurry a little bit, it seems.
Yeah, but still, it's kind of, you can still see a little bit more with it. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love those old blue bolts, man.
Yeah.
But the tricky part with this one, from looking at a number of them, is that it often gets kind of out of alignment, like it's not super square. And that one is a very square copy, so it's just something I like to do. All right, this one, back to superheroes. This is Detective Comics number 168. So first Red Hood, and this is the Promise Collection pedigree.
Wow, Promise Collection Red. Wow, that is amazing. I know most of our people probably know the Promise Collection. Could you give like a 5-second, 10-second overview of the Promise Collection?
Yeah. So basically, it was 2 brothers. They went off to war. One of them had a very extensive collection. He said if he didn't come back, for his brother to promise he would take care of it. That's the story behind it. He did not come back. And so then, these are the books from that collection. The only reason I could afford this is one of the few low grade books in that collection, because a lot of them are really high grade, regardless of how some people think they were a little gifty on some of the really high grade stuff. But regardless, they're still incredible books.
And a great story. Like it's one of my favorite stories of the pedigrees. And I think everybody loves that story, right? I mean, who cannot have like a certain amount of like sympathy toward that?
Right.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's why I like some people I know don't care for the pedigrees or value them differently, but that's what I like about the pedigrees, the ones that have really unique stories with them, which I have one more pedigree book in here though. That's one of my favorite books.
I always find them fascinating, man.
Then going back to Pre-Code, we've got Crime and Suspense Stories number 22.
Nice.
I mean, the most most recognizable, Pre-Code horror cover I think that's out there. But
yours is exponentially better. I have a 1.8 in that.
But I'll say that's a 5.0, man. That's freaking.
That's an amazing copy of that.
Yeah,
I've had 3 different copies. Like I kind of tend to do that. I work my way up. This one isn't currently on my PC, but I always toss it back and forth in my mind if I want it to be or not. It was for a while, and then I dropped it. And I think part of it is because I bought this one raw, and I still think it's a 5.5. And I'm annoyed at it that it got a 5. So I think that's part of why I'm just like, I don't want to look at you now. So
yeah, that's a book that I would never get rid of unless I got an upgrade, just because I mean, it's the nail in the coffin of the Golden Age. It's the book that they held up in the Senate hearings. It was on the New York Times the next day. It's such an important book.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to like justify that when you're just like, if you're saying you're targeting, selling books to kids, you're like, why does it look like that? It's like, what are you guys doing?
And then like Gaines is like, he's kind of like, he's like, or not Gaines, what am I thinking? Where he's testifying and he's kind of like, well, the blood is black. It's not really red. He's like,
I think he said we didn't show the neck. Or something like that, so it's like, is she, I mean, it may be a different person that's lying on the ground there. You never know.
So silly.
Yeah.
So then this one of my other like favorite cover artists from that era is Jack Kamen. I mean, a lot of times you see him like hand in hand with Matt Baker. And so this is a Jack Kamen. This is Phantom Lady 23.
Amazing.
So This is basically the
look
Jack
at that.
Kamen version of Phantom Lady 17. So it's it's the same, very similar style, but
Yes.
same run. But yeah,
Very cool.
Yeah, very,
Jack
very
Kamen
cool.
is, I mean, he was definitely one of the kind of like the workhorses of that era. There's a lot of books that
I have a couple Kamen covers. Yeah, I agree completely. One of the greats of the Good Girl Golden Age.
Joe Doolin too. Joe Doolin did not. I feel like he does not get the respect that he deserves. He did so much work from like Planet Comics and everything. I mean, but all right, yeah, this is one of my restored books. So people asked about restored. So this is Detective Comics number 38.
Whoa, first Robin.
Yep, first Prince Robin, and an 8.0 restored. It's an A3. There's been a fair amount of stuff done to it, but this,
Amazing.
I mean, it's what I could get. It's like an 8.0. There's no way. There's no way that I'm getting an 8.0, universal of this book. But I like the cool thing about this one too is the first page is identical to the cover, and so like a lot of people will try to just buy that first page if they can, if somebody's selling pages, because you get a very similar feel as owning the actual cover.
Very cool. Very nice.
All right, let's see. All right, now I didn't bring the Dynamic 11, but this is my Dynamic number 8.
Another banger though. Wow.
So this is Gus Rica. Gus Rica is crazy. Like he only did, I feel like 7 or 8 covers or something. And like 4 of them are some of the best covers done in the Golden Age. And this one is tied. No, let's see. I think this is the toughest one. I think there's only 20 universals. It's either 20 or 21 universals on Census. It is exceptionally difficult to find a copy of this book. And they're almost all
the
detached.
melty face guy.
That's this guy right down there.
Yeah. It's so cool.
That is so awesome.
But yeah, this one's detached. They're almost all detached because it's a single staple book. And so that's why you rarely see a copy that's above a 4, because a 4 is the max you can get as a detached cover. And when you do, like there was there a 4, 5, or a 6 or something that sold for like, I don't remember what it was, 45,000 or 60,000 or somewhere in that range. It's just, they are so tough to get.
All those covers are great. It's we know what's coming. So
now jumping from the melting face guy, we've got Walt Disney Comics and Stories number 1.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not like a big Disney fan or anything. I love this cover. I like solid kind of like backgrounds. I think they really you get a focus on a central character. And I like the page turning. Like you see that in Batman a few times. And I think it's a really cool like effect for these covers. And this one was interesting because when I bought it, it was in a magazine case, and I hate the magazine cases.
Oh yeah.
And so I measured it, and I was like, this should have been in a regular case. And I sent it back in for reholdering. I put a note on it. I was like, I measured this. This should be in a regular case. And it was. Like, I don't know why they put it in a magazine case the first time. I didn't repress it or anything.
Nice.
And so they just, was able to get it in a standard case.
Is that Carl Barks?
No, he did not do.
It's too early for Carl Barks, probably.
Yeah, his first one was his first story in here was, I can't remember the issue. It's like 29 or 31 or something like that. It's up in that. It's that one where they're at they're standing at the counter for like war bonds or something like that. But yeah, it's quite a bit later than this one.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Next one here. Oh, this is just, it's unfortunate we don't know who did this cover, but I just always like showing this one because this is one of my favorite covers. And it's weird saying that because it's like a violent cover, but it's so well done. It's Underworld 7.
Yeah.
And I always say, I feel like whoever did the coloring for it is the hero of this cover, because it's just like you get that like fear on her face, like the reflection of the kind of like the
glowing hot poker.
Yeah, the hot poker and everything. Yeah. Just such a I've owned maybe 3 or 4 copies of this because I've always been trying to upgrade it, and this is my current highest graded copy that I've got.
That's amazing. That's an amazing book. I know Steven Steppo, he has one of those, and it's just fantastic. Anytime I've seen it, I think it's fantastic.
He has an awesome collection.
Oh yeah. Yes, he does. One of the great collections, one of the absolute greatest collections.
then so a lot of people have got exposed to Dave Stevens over the last couple of years. Like he became super popular he's still popular, but it had like a big hype train on him. But this is was the inspiration for his Planet Comics #1, and this is Planet Comics number 58.
Oh yeah.
And so it's a 9.4, and just it's an absurd book. I rarely get a chance to get like something that's like a really high grade
a 9.4.
But
that's
Oh
crazy.
my god.
Yeah. And this one, I mean, I've put this one up against like the Mile High and everything, and the colors on this one are they're out of this world. They are incredible.
Yeah.
And those books specifically were known for kind of like poor page quality. They like fade much easier. They don't, isn't it?
I mean,
isn't that really?
I don't know. I don't know about these. Like this one, I feel like this one usually looks pretty good. You definitely, like if you have blues and reds are often suffering. And so, I mean, I would say like if you've got a cover with a lot of blues and reds on it, you're more likely to see that fading.
Right.
All right.
Very, very cool.
So then, like I said, I don't have a Detective Comics 27, but I do have a Detective Comics 28.
Wow.
And so, 1.0, it is complete at least. Yeah. So it's a low grade copy, but it looks pretty good. Like it's got like just like a chip up in the corner. But yeah, second appearance of Batman. And like, I thought the fun thing with this one is I bought it on an eBay auction.
Really?
It was, why am I blanking on his name? I'll remember it in a second, but it's a very well-known, like it wasn't somebody I was afraid to buy from. Very well-known eBay seller. But when I saw this, when I was like Detective Comics 28, like up at auction, I was like, I'm winning that book. Like I was like, there's no way I'm not winning this book, because you're not going to get that opportunity on eBay very often. So
no, it's shocking that it was on eBay.
I mean, he sells some. I can't remember his name. He sells like a ton of like really high end stuff. But a lot of times, like when you get something that's at a certain level, he fixed prices it. But that one was auction. So, all right. Now here's the book I think you've been waiting for. So this is Punch Comics number 12.
Oh my god.
Yes, Blizzard, Derek. Yeah, it's Blizzard Comics on eBay. But I mean, this is another one of those Gus Rica classics. It's Dynamic 8, Dynamic 11, Punch 12, and Punch 9 to me are like the four like big books that he did. And but I like it's the crazy thing is like I've seen some of the interior stories, and it's kind of like there's a number of like kind of you call them almost like child type stories, like kid stories inside, but then the cover is like this.
It's my favorite cover of all time. It's my holy grail of all books. It's the book that I'll chase until someday maybe I suddenly run into one.
Maybe Anna Love will sell you one of her 8.
Yeah, one of her
or trade copies. You or something. Yeah. Her collection is incredible. Like it's just incredible. But yeah, this like I've basically one of my goals was to put together those 4 books, and this was I think the second one that I was able to pick up, which it was just kind of lucky. I saw it in an auction, and I happened to be the one that won it. And I've said before, like I feel like this is one of those books that still almost looks better with some flaws on it. Like it's such like a, I don't know, like I don't want to call it like necessarily like violent cover, but just like I don't know, aggressive or something type cover that it just almost looks good with some chipping and that kind of stuff. But
it's weird and it's creative, and it's my favorite Skull cover. It's my favorite book, and I
badass
read it someday.
Yeah, for me, my favorite book is still coming. There's one that I like that I personally like more, but that is very near the top. Like that one would be very, very difficult for someone to get from me. I've had people ask multiple times, and my price is always, I'm just like, you're going to pay the price I want if you want this.
Right. Through the nose.
I'm not doing last sale or something like that. So.
But JSS, by the way, I sent an invite out to Anna to ask if Anna would come on the show. I've not heard back, but I hear she doesn't do that very often. So I haven't
ever seen her on a live stream or anything.
So. It would be great, but I don't count on it, but I have invited her.
Now we were talking about pedigrees. To me, this is the most significant pedigree. I mean, some people might argue it's the Mile High, but this is WoW Comics number 29, and it's from the Okajima pedigree.
Whoa.
And so the big thing with this one though is this is from 1944. So this is known as a camp copy. If people aren't familiar with the Okajima pedigree, basically during World War II, we had the Japanese internment camps, and this was this was a brother and sister that were in one of the Japanese internment camps, and they collected comics, and they just happened to keep them. And so the brother largely continued to collect afterwards. But the ones that are from that era, when they're in the camp, and they'll have, like, you probably can't make it out on screen, but they have little, there's very specific notations on the cover, so you can recognize them from the shop. And, but yeah, this was a camp copy that I picked up on Instagram, actually. So
Really?
yeah, somebody had it, they had it in a live sale. And when I saw it, I was like, I have to win that book. I was like, I have to win it.
It's my favorite pedigree. It's like the story is fantastic. And
yeah.
And I know our friend, the great Robbie Josephs, he's a big fan of Marvel Family, so I know he'll love that one.
Yeah, it's a big mix of the types of books that they collected from that era. All right, now this is my personal favorite cover, and I know Man Cave Comics showed a Fantastic 3. But see, I'm not a huge Lou Fine fan, so for me, this is the robot cover. So this is Startling Comics number 49.
Oh yeah,
that.
So
hey,
the Bender cover.
I just happen to be wearing the shirt.
Oh, nice.
It's amazing.
That's one of my favorite covers, man. I love that thing.
So for me, this is also my third copy that I've owned, and so it's the same thing. It's like I've upgraded. Like I had a 2.5, then a 4.5, and now a 7.5. And so
a 7.5 is unbelievable.
But yeah, I love Futurama. Like I like religiously watched that show when it was on. So having this I remember when I first got back into comics, it was one of the comics my older brother first showed me. And he was like, you should try to get this someday. And so finally, just keep upgrading as I can.
My favorite Schomburg era is the airbrush era. I think it was his best, my personal opinion.
Mine has transitioned to that. Like I used to love the World War II stuff. And then over time, I just kind of shifted away from that in my collecting. And because I think I saw Derek ask if I still had any Marvel Mystery in my PC, and I don't. But the airbrush stuff I really like, and I don't know if it's just because there's so much more of one of them than the other. That could maybe be it. But yeah,
I just traded for one. It should be arriving this coming week.
Nice.
Is it Wonder, the girl in the scalpel with the micro?
Wonder Comics 15, I think that is. Yeah. All right, so this is my favorite Superman cover. So this is Action Comics 13. Whoa! I love this cover. I like the style of I'm not a train person, but I like the Art Deco feel of the train on this one. And but yeah, it's a 1.0, but it is complete. That's the kind of thing I'm going for with some of these, because it's like what I mean. They're still ridiculously tough to get, and especially in Universal,
really impossible.
Yeah, they just don't come up for sale. And so when I get an opportunity, I try to go for it. But yeah, this is my personal favorite Superman cover. I like it more than Action 1 and Superman 1. Like to me, I love this cover.
There's a specific collection sticker on there too.
It's one of those the auction house puts a sticker on it to make you try to pay more.
Well, some of those are cool though.
Yeah, it's from the Charleston collection. I don't know what the Charleston collection.
But there's the Ruben Blades collection, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean that one at least is from somebody who's, I guess, kind of it would be like a Nicolas Cage type collection, a celebrity level collection.
Very, very cool, man.
All right, I've only got 3 left. So this is my favorite LB Cole cover. This is Mass Comics number 1.
Oh, that's a big book, man.
This cover, when I saw it, I used to like Mass Comics 2 more until I saw them in person. My buddy Mark had copies of 1 and 2, and when I went to his house, he had them both out, and I got to see them next to each other, and I was just like, man, I love that cover. It really stood out to me.
The fairies are cool.
Yeah, I know. That's what it is. It's just such a cool style to it, and the black background makes the LB Cole what my buddy Drew calls it, the 4-pack of Crayola LB Cole, style, but it makes it pop. I mean, it really makes it pop. So
amazing book.
That 4-pack.
Wow. That is
pretty funny.
He always craps on LB Colden, but
that's a good way to describe it, though, man.
He's not wrong. Like, he's not
wrong. It's pretty funny.
All right, then here we've got, and I know some people like to argue with me about it, and they'll say it's not Matt Baker. I don't care.
Oh,
Phantom Lady.
Oh my God!
So,
there's a grail.
This one I bought raw as well. So
yes,
this one I bought raw off of it was an Instagram / Facebook. So they sell on both, like Instagram, Facebook sale. And I'd bought from him a number of times. So I trusted him. But it was still like nerve wracking buying this one raw and sending it in for grading. And because you still like, did I miss something? Did he miss something? All that kind of stuff. It has a ton of pen on it, like whatever kid like drew on it, but it's still like, I still think it looks good. So I'm okay with it.
And like the people who say, oh, it's not Matt Baker, it's clearly Matt Baker, but there's some discussion that maybe Al Feldstein might have augmented the chest.
I wouldn't like, and that's relatively well known that a lot of times back then, like it's not always just one person. Like there could be joint efforts on some of these covers. And so I would not be surprised. It does have that has a bit of a Feldstein feel. Yes. I won't disagree with that.
But the hair is clearly like, that's Matt Baker hair. Like you look at all of his covers, that's how he does. He draws his women.
And like, that's what I often look at for him is the hair. Yeah. His a little bit later stuff, I look at the face more. When you've got, there's certain ones where it's just like he uses a very similar face on like the Cinderella Love 25 and a lot of those romance type books. But yeah, the hair is one of the areas that I definitely tend to look.
Alan's here. You probably know Alan, but he did say boobs are Feldstein's, I think. And then he did say, what hair?
What hair?
Like anybody's looking at the hair.
All right, last book. This is another one that was on your list. This is the biggest book that I personally own. This is Black Cat Comics.
You know, 9.0? Are you kidding me, man?
Yeah, it's a file copy.
Did you rob a bank?
No, this one was, I've actually owned this specific copy twice because I bought it off of Instagram. And then it was in my PC, and then a friend was like, wanted to buy it, and they gave me an offer, and I accepted it. And then like 6 months later, I bought it back. And so,
oh my God, that's huge.
So this cover was a weird, I've talked about this a number of times, but this one was really interesting because I didn't used to like this cover. I liked it, but I didn't really like, it wasn't one I was going after. And until I got it in person. Because at first when I bought it just because I was like, I feel like I had the opportunity to get it, and so I did. And then when I got it in person, I was like, this cover is incredible. And
was it in a slab when you bought it off Instagram?
Yes. Oh yes, this one was in a slab.
Okay.
But this one, I bought it off of Elite Comics 11. If people aren't familiar with Elite Comics 11, but it's the level of detail that is in this one. It is like above and beyond anything else. That was
a friggin' 9.0, man. That is insane.
So yeah, this is the biggest book I personally have.
That is spicy sausage. I love that. That is absolutely one of my grails. Alan just says I have that. I just was talking to Alan. He got a copy just recently. He was able to get one.
I feel like he has all the books.
He had one. He says he got one from Elite 11.
Yeah, it was the one he was missing. He was saying from all the big pre-code horror books was that one. He was able to complete it. Yeah,
amazing. Alan's collection is always incredible. But that's the end of the box. So.
Fantastic.
Mark said he sent you one, Chonko.
He sent me an homage, but it's really cool. It's a Jughead. And he's trying to eat a burger, and it's coming apart in his face. Very, very funny. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a Jughead, Archie.
But so one of the things we normally do, Ryan, about this time is we invite other buddies onto the stream in case they wanted to ask you questions. Did you have time for?
Oh yeah,
sure thing. And then we'll usually show some stuff. Like I got a bunch of stuff that's piled up that you might want to see. I've been into these Brazilian comics. Jaime Cortez I've been collecting, and I got some stuff I can show. But yeah, well, any of the buddies that are on, if you'd like to come on, if you have a specific question for Ryan, or
link is in the
to talk,
chat.
or to swear at him about his takes on CGC, you can.
Yeah. Here's your shot. Here's your shot.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, I mean,
Tomatoes.
it is always weird, you know. It's like I always and I think about that when I'm like sending books into grade. I'm like, because I know people there like have watched the video, like I've talked to people, like I know people there have like watched the videos and that kind of stuff. And so you're just like, are they going to grade my books harder?
Right. Matt Nelson's
Well,
like,
sorry,
your book.
Yeah, that'd be scary,
Lord,
man.
you know?
I'd be scared to death of that.
It's the stuff that crosses your mind, you know.
Yeah, I've had some interactions with like customer service stuff. I sent some stuff in, and it was clear to me that they damaged it. Like it was somehow dropped. Like I had metal covers that were bent, and I was like on the corner, and I was just not happy, and yeah, just my own few things. Right now I've got some stuff there that took a while and then didn't arrive, and I was traveling, so I had them hold it, and then now they're not. It's still not going forward. It's a little bit difficult sometimes with the way they do things, but.
And that's the thing, like their customer service generally, I would say is very good. My experience with them has been good, but when it comes to like damage, I feel like you're just almost out of luck. Like it's
true.
just, I mean, there are certain things I've done on my submissions now. Like if I'm worried about a spine, I put a note, like a little sticky, and like I've had, I'll have people say like, oh, you shouldn't have to do that. And I agree. I shouldn't have to do that. But if I put a note on the spine or on the book, like a sticky that says, bottom spine split, handle carefully, or single staple book attached only at front cover, handle carefully. Like I've had, like from those types of issues on those books I've specifically marked, I haven't had the same problems. And so like, it's just, there's little things you can do to try to help yourself, but the dinged corners, I mean, you see it, like people complain about it on Reddit and Facebook groups a lot. And you're just like, they did it, but
right.
You
can't prove it.
You can't prove it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was even challenging them to come up with, show me the damage to the box. Like, at least the shipping. And we don't have that. I was like, well, you should. I mean, if
there's Alan.
But yeah, there's
Alan.
Stevie.
Hey, Alan.
Guys.
Hey guys.
Yeah. I mean, his interview that basically proved that Startling 49 was used as inspiration for Bender. Like I always reference that. I reference that interview all the time because I love that, because a lot of times people were saying, they're like, no, it's just a coincidence. And that was the thing that
when I had the opportunity, I had to ask him that question. I was like,
yeah,
it's like, but yeah, I just sent off my Startling 49 to get graded actually.
So you bought it raw.
I bought it raw. It was one where somebody cracked it out of the slab.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know why they did, but hey, and then I just sent it back to get it graded.
Did they give you? Do you have like a label? I
got the label with it. So I said, hey, can I get it reholdered?
Oh, okay. So did you not have to pay for full grading then?
I don't know. I'll find out when they send me the bill.
Oh, they're gonna regrade it.
I feel like they're gonna charge you for regrading.
Yeah. It was a 0.5. It was missing the centerfold, so I'm like,
it's still a walkthrough.
They're still gonna make you. They're gonna make you pay.
Paranoid, I'm gonna get like some crazy bill from them. I put everything as value at like $500 or less. With that threshold.
Mm-hmm.
So. But I think none of the books I sent were $500 or less.
No,
that's always the gamble, Like I feel like you can get away with it in the golden age. You can't get away with it like silver and newer. Like they'll catch you. But golden age, I think you can slip those through. I don't know about Startling 49 though. That one might be tough to.
Yeah, it was like, oh, really? I bought it for like $200. Really?
Yeah.
Trust me, bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
Just another quick question on grading stuff. So did PSA miss their opportunity here? Like they really had a chance to kind of capitalize on some stuff. And do you think they missed they could have struck while the iron was hot to really get some market share?
I mean, do you mean like with their current grading? Like, I mean, I honestly, like, I think they, I think they are a better competitor than CBCS.
Oh, for sure.
Like they are a much more legitimate competitor than CBCS is, because
But if-
they've clearly got the money and the people like behind it where they want to do it. You know,
But if they had come out with a better label and you know,
The
kind of,
label
yeah, I
so
mean,
so the label is an interesting one, because I didn't like the label at first, and I feel like it's grown on me as I've seen it more and more. Like
little
I
bit.
mean, like I know someone might call me like a shill or something, but like my problem with
But you
PSA
like
isn't their
red,
label.
so that's why. I mean, your
It's
whole
true.
background-
I do have a lot
Yeah,
of
you
red,
like red.
around me. My problem with PSA isn't the label; it's the size of the case, because
For
they
shipping?
have their we'll call it like their case that's the same size as like this. You know, like they have one that's this size, and then they have a case that's slightly larger, which is their prototype case. But they're using that prototype case for Golden Age books and for, it seems like, randomly Silver Age books. Like sometimes
Really?
you'll send in a Silver Age book and it'll go in this size. Sometimes you'll send one in, it'll go in the slightly larger size. And I don't want that slightly larger size book, because it's not going to be the same. It won't stack. You know, like the other ones will stack with everything else. And so it's like the fact that you just don't know what you're going to get. That to me is a deal breaker. Like that is that's my biggest problem with PSA, is that different size slab. I don't know why they did it. I don't know how their design worked and everything like that. But for me, that's the deal breaker.
Well, I heard the biggest problem is more the weight of the slabs.
Well, I was thinking about that when I was carrying this box. This, like, I have like one of these, like, whatever they are, the plastic
Sure,
boxes of slabs, you know, and like those, the PSA ones are what, an extra 3/4 of a pound a piece.
yeah.
And this is 20 book or like 21 books. Like that's like another 15 pounds, you know, like, and this thing was already heavy, you know, like I was thinking, I'm like, I got to put a 15-pound weight on top of this. And it's just these, like, your fingertips. It's like just the tip of your fingertip for the holders.
Yeah,
And I was like,
Yeah.
I'd be so afraid that thing's going to slip and just damage all these. And so I will. I mean, I do like the idea that their cases appear to be more premium than like CGC. Like they're more sturdy. They seem to be real clear and all of that. And that they put that like film on them when they ship them
I
to
like
keep them
the
from
film,
getting
yeah.
scratched. But the weight, I feel like
when they ship.
could
I
be a
like what's
problem.
been scratched, but the
What's that?
Oh, I don't know. It wasn't me.
Original.
It was
I
this-
like the slabs personally. I you know, my experience with them, I did feel the grading was inconsistent. I think there were some things that I sent that I think they're, you know, I think one of the things, the valid criticisms I think I had is they sent out like to some influencers. They allowed them to grade some stuff for free and kind of get their opinion. And I think they
Overgraded
inflated
their
the
product.
grades, and
Yeah.
then you're like, oh wow, hey look, these people are getting 9.9s and 10s, and I sent in some stuff and it was like 9.6. This was like a book that was put in Mylar the day I got it, and like I was like, wait a second, it was there were. I thought it was inconsistent, you know, from what they initially put their best foot forward to like kind of overgrading, in my opinion, for what my submission was. And
Were
And
you
yeah,
sending in mostly like modern stuff?
all brand new. This is
Okay.
stuff to sell. Like it's not stuff I was keeping. It was stuff that I flipped to sell to support my Golden Age habit.
Yeah, I mean, I all I can speak to with what I've seen with their grading is I haven't really looked at. I mean, outside of just talking about it because it's interesting, like the PSA 10 and that kind of stuff. I just, that is outside of my area of interest. So I generally have been looking at more of the vintage stuff, and I feel like they've been in line. Like I haven't really felt like there's any issue with that grading. The PSA 10 versus the CGC 99, and like when you're starting to talk about that, like, I don't know, like the fringe grading stuff, it's definitely. I don't know how. I don't care much about it, other than the fact that it's interesting to talk about. It's just, it's
Sure.
not something I'm going to really ever target or collect. But yeah, I do think that it will be very interesting when we eventually get some type of census or population report for PSA, just to get an idea, like how many 10s are really getting put out there versus 9/8 versus everything else.
This is our friend Stevie, by the way.
Hi.
Ryan.
Hey, nice to meet you.
So Stevie and Alan, did you guys have any questions for Ryan?
I was
normally we
just
have
gonna say, just quickly on the PSA thing. What's like the cost compared to CGC and the turnaround time? Those are the two biggest issues that I have with CGC.
a little more on both.
Yeah,
A
I mean,
little expensive and a little
the-
longer.
yeah, the cost is just slightly more, but it's also, if you look at, like, I don't think they've dropped their introductory price yet, but like if you look at their actual price, that's not the introductory one, it's even more. And
wow.
and then the other thing to be just aware of with PSA versus CGC is that, like, CGC, like for me, I don't remember which tier it is, but the one that gives me 20% off on my grading. So
Okay.
all of my submissions, you know, and anything I send in, I'm getting 20% off.
Same here.
PSA doesn't have that same type of thing. They have something where you're like, I can't remember what it's called, like a member or whatever, and they have periodic deals that they offer. But because PSA has been so backed up, this is from me watching Neo Comics and Cards. He's talked about this, that they've been so busy with grading that they've had no reason to give deals. And so they haven't offered deals to people for quite some time. And so, like CGC, as long as you are submitting through a presser that will give you will use their account, or you have one yourself, like you're never going to pay that top price. You're going to pay minus 10% or 15 or 20% below. With PSA, you're pretty much paying the price. And so,
They also don't do 9.8 pre-screens. So like for modern books, that matters.
Yeah, I guess it would. So you get stuck with some 9.6 when you need that 9.8 to make it worthwhile, right?
That's what happened to me with a couple Mark Spears books, like that I was going to sell. I was confident they were 9.8s. You know, with CGC, I would have done a 9.8 pre-screen, would have just been shipped back to me for $9. But instead, it's a brick.
Oh,
yeah, it's strange that they don't do it, because I know they do like crossovers, and you'd think that'd be similar. You know, like if you can do like a crossover 9.8, like it's in a CGC 9.8, I want it in a PSA 9.8. You'd think you'd be able to do like just like a regular pre-screen, but yeah, I guess not.
See, Stevie, did you have a question for Ryan?
How did he come up with the name for his channel? I was wondering that.
So it's because we, going back to the playing tennis and going to these comic shops, we walked up to this shop and it was called Atomic Comics. And I said, "Oh, look, Automatic Comics." And my older brother made fun of me for like 2 years for saying it wrong. And so like, anytime we went to that town and they had that, he'd make fun of me about it. So I decided to make that the name of the channel.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. So anybody else want to jump on? It could but I was gonna show some books from while I've been away. You guys want to see some stuff? I got some cool stuff.
Did you pick up stuff when you were on your world travels?
I tried to go to a comic shop and it was closed because it was a holiday. It was like
you said that was
Souls.
the day that you were on my stream.
Yeah, such is life. But I did come back to some cool stuff. So a win on Heritage, not an enormous win, but for me, I'm collecting the whole Witch's Tales run, so I was able to get another one off of Witch's Tales. Check that off.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice grade too.
You get a girl with a red dress, it's
Yep, and a little
5.
monster, but number 15 from 1952. Joe Simone cover.
Have you picked up 25 or is?
Yeah, I have 25.
Yeah, 25. Yeah,
nice.
I think I'm missing like only 3 or 4 now.
Okay.
Total.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Got these are kind of cover buys, but from the DCKO, these kind of cool Lobos, but this one's like embossed and it's glow in the dark.
So were those ones in their their mystery bags, or these are just like straight?
It's just like another limited
Okay.
run that they did of the thing, but
it's not the polybag ones. It's the
no, this isn't from the polybag. This is like a different one, but yeah, I thought it was cool. You can get the set and you can get the glow in the dark one, and Lobo. I think I kind of have a feeling Lobo has some life left in him, and he's gonna be making an appearance in the movie. I hear.
I love that they're doing the glow in the dark covers, because like that was, I remember when I was a kid, like I don't remember, was it Ghost Rider 15 or 13 or whatever?
Yes.
And so like
over there.
I think I had like 8 of them. I was like, this is how I'm gonna retire. It was this glow in the dark Ghost Rider cover. Sadly, that was not the case.
Cherry 25. They did this thing where they did a bunch of artists worked on this kind of new Cherry. So I got the group of them and then like a couple special ones, but this is a
Oh, nice.
Ashley
Oh, so is
Winter.
that like a play on pop, like the cherry Pop Tart?
That
Yeah, it is
so
Cherry
popular.
Pop-Tart.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So there's that one. And then I think one
They
of all
had
of
to
our favorites-
change Cherry Pop Tart to Cherry after issue number 1 because
Did they get sued by
Pop-Tart
Pop-Tarts
sued
or
them.
something?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dan
I
Parent.
don't want our name on that.
Dan Parent did one, which again, very cool. These are all limited to 500. All of these. Here's a pretty racy one from our pal from Hughes.
Adam Hughes. Yeah, that's the one I'm
Yeah.
trying to get. Actually, I'm trying to find a copy of that.
Adam
That
Hughes
one.
has a pretty big range.
Yeah, yeah. He's just kind of does a thing there, and
A bit of range going
Um,
on there too.
another one from the great Jenny Frison did one.
Oh wow,
These are great.
Yeah,
that's
That
a really good one.
Jenny Friz, I would like to get a cover of Jenny Frison's at some point. That
Yeah.
would be fun to get.
yeah, she's awesome. Everything
Yeah,
she
I like
does.
to get
is
a cover of Jenny
awesome.
Frison.
Then one of my favorites, Soza Micah, did one.
Oh nice.
Very cool.
Is this a Kickstarter or what are these?
No, these were it was advertised on it's what's it called? Happy Comics. Happy Comics is the one that's doing Cherry now.
Oh, okay.
And then there are a couple. So the last one in the series, one of the great working artists of our time, and one of my favorites, one of I think Alan's favorites, is Sveta Shubina did a cover.
Oh nice.
Shubina, the Ukrainian artist trapped in the Ukraine, she can't really get away out. But and then they did also a New York City Comic Con version that Shubina did as well.
Oh nice.
But this one I actually Stephen and Alan, I got each of them one of these. They were
Oh very nice.
you guys asked me to pick one up, so I
Yeah,
so I did. Then while we're on hot chick covers, how about a friend of the channel how about a hot chick doing a hot chick cover? The great and powerful Sakesha Ray did this cool witchcraft cover,
Yeah.
which Sakesha is a friend of ours. She came on the channel and
Yes.
Yeah, that
still
was a
talk to
cool
her.
cover.
She's great person and a great artist. And she did this cool witch blade. Sorry, I know that's hard to see, but
yeah.
yeah.
That's
And this was only available on Bill Sienkiewicz's site, but Sienkiewicz did this Battle Beast. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like he's crazy. Like the thing that I look at with him is like you look at like what Frank Miller's doing now and what Sienkiewicz is doing now, and you're like,
Yeah.
how are these guys like the same age? Like Sienkiewicz, I feel like he's getting better. Like he's done some stuff. Like if you follow him on Instagram, he has done
Yes.
some incredible pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, this was only available on Sienkiewicz's site, and but I love Battle Beast. I love Battle Beast. Anybody who listens to me,
you go on about it.
but Rich and I are maybe we might be the only two people who love Battle Beast more than anybody else. But,
They were the only
Yeah,
two that ever
we're-
talk about it.
yeah, we're both, but the great Sienkiewicz doing one of those. Comics Curing Cancer was a couple weeks ago. I haven't got all my stuff from Rob Fatsack yet, but one of the things I got on one of the streams out in California at there was at one of the comic shops. They clicked over to a live stream where one of their buddies that had a shop had the great and powerful Joel Bar, the creator of The Crow.
Yeah, The Crow. Yeah.
And he was signing copies of this New York City Comic Con edition. So I got a signed Joel Barr Crow cover.
I feel like you
Nice.
don't see his signature hardly ever.
Very,
Does he
rarely.
not do like signings normally, or does he not go to
Hey.
cons or anything?
And he's very
I-
particular. He only signed books that he did the cover of.
and he also was like, like he appeared for a signing, and when they told him, hey, Comics Curing Cancer's on, would you sign some books to just put up on Comics Curing Cancer? He was like, yeah, sure, man. And he signed just a handful, and I was able to get one of them on the stream,
That's awesome.
on the auction. So
Nice.
yeah. Then our friend Yaniv had on Alan's channel, had a claim sale, and one of the books that he had a raw version of this Weird Mysteries number 8 that came was gone.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I bought it as a 1.0. I think it's a 0.5, but with
Oh,
price
really?
with price compression, I think is about, you're probably talking $45. So it's not. It's not.
Is it complete at least?
It is complete, but cover is completely detached, and like the spine split is like there's like a little bit of spine remaining. All of this is gone. All down here. Like I think it's going to come back up to 0.5. But
It might come back a 1, but it'd be really...
yeah, I think you have a shot at a 1.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a completely split, like clean spine, it's going to get a 1. You can get a 1.8, and so like and detached and all that, and so like with the wear and everything, you probably still get a 1.
I hope so. But it's still cool either way. And like Alan always makes a good point about price compression when you're down in like to the 1 to 0.5. It's like it's the significance isn't
and a 2 is almost like there's very little difference.
Yeah,
especially a complete 0.5. Like when you get that variation between like if it's missing something versus not, like complete 0.5s is sometimes the best way to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Then. So I've been talking. So everybody knows that I'm collecting this artist Jaime Cortez. These books at the top here. Ryan, you probably haven't seen my channel, but it's an artist I became obsessed with. He's like the South American Schomburg. He's from Portugal. He settled in Brazil, and he's been doing he did these Brazilian horror covers. Most of these in Brazil. These are incredibly rare. There's like all of these up here. These are like 1 of 1 or 1 of 2 known to exist. And I made a contact in Brazil, and I've been buying some comics. Finally, they started to arrive. And this is like when you do this, like when you buy a comic like out of Brazil, it's like a message in the bottle, and you hope something comes back. You have no idea what you're going to get, if anything. But yeah. So I got a few books back. So yeah, this is Historias Macabras, number 24. This is
nice.
Yeah, this is the
so
only
are a lot of them kind of like painted type covers then?
All painted.
Oh,
all
that's
painted.
Cool. Yeah.
There are 2 books on Jaime Cortez. I talk him up too much. Like Alan and Steven have been kind of telling me, man, you got to be a little bit more quiet about this. No, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Because
they want to, or because you so that people don't try to snatch them from you. Basically.
Well, people are starting to find out about how fucking great this guy is. But
yeah, they've already been snatching a few.
And
hey, man.
this one is a trim cover, but this is the only one known. Historias de Terror, number 53.
Oh,
The
really
Great
cool.
Jaime Cortez.
Man, I like that one.
Yeah, no. This is the only known copy.
Are the interiors from like the US, or are the interiors like
lot of
something custom from Brazil, or?
Well, it depends. It depends the book. A lot of them are reprints from the US, but some of them are original interiors from Jaime Cortez as well. And then there's this one. This one is badass. This is a little later. I think this is like 1960, but Calafrio.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. That's
wow.
That's nice.
That is awesome, dude.
Is this some of the stuff? Is this some of the stuff you picked up in?
No. I sent I got a contact in Brazil, and I've been buying some stuff. I have a bunch of other stuff coming that I've been buying from him. Then the big one,
what era is it? Is it Schomburg era, or is it like a little later?
He's all the way up into the 60s.
Into the 70s, actually. So but yeah, like the stuff that's like really looks pre-code. It's like 1952 through like 1960 something. Like there wasn't that break that we had in the US where it's like suddenly things became kind of vanilla. It like stayed that way for quite some time in Brazil. So he was working, but he worked through the 80s. In fact, I have an original piece of art that I just traded for. But speaking of original art, so I've shown this before, but one of my favorite current working artists is Suspiria Valches. And she did this really cool. This is The Last Day of H.P. Lovecraft. This just came out last month, but you can see like all the cool like monsters coming out of the guts, and H.P. Lovecraft sitting on his psychiatric bed, and like all of the faces and stuff, and the cloud. Like I don't know if the skull and the cloud's real cool, kind of like up behind him. But I bought it. Oh, nice! I bought the cover.
Is that the original art?
Yeah, this is Suspiria's original art for the cover.
Oh, wow! How did you find that?
She sells original art online, and like on her Instagram, she'll say like when she has new stuff up, and I just happened to see it, and
I mean, that's one of the best ways to do it. If you can reach directly out to the artist,
yeah.
then
yeah.
And was it reasonable, or was it? I mean,
well, I it's always a thing where you got to define what's reasonable, but it was $900.
oh, $900 is not bad.
that
That's
seems very reasonable.
That's very reasonable.
For like a public
But
cover. Yeah.
yeah, and it's all painted, and it's bad. She's badass, and it's just such a cool person and stuff too. Trying to get her to come on the stream, but so far I haven't been able to do that. Yeah, that's what I had. I have even cooler stuff arriving this week though. Like I have even cooler Jaime Cortez stuff that I won at auction, and I have some Schomburg stuff coming. I've got the original Jaime Cortez art piece that'll be landing. So watch your buddy Chonko. I'll be showing you some cool stuff. I promise.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to watch a lot of this reveal. I fell asleep in my chair again tonight.
That's
I
a good
sort of
thing.
I heard my kids coming down the stairs. I guess they're coming to say goodnight, and then I realized I saw Alan had sent me a message, and that's like, oh crap! I fell asleep.
Did you have any questions for Ryan, Matt, or no pressure?
Why do you have so much awesome stuff? From what I've seen,
Why are you so great, Ryan?
no, I mean, like he had. I mean, the last thing I remember, he was showing original arts.
I mean,
And it wasn't. By the way, this is not a criticism of you guys, and you know what I mean. I've fallen asleep.
Sure.
I realize the original art puts people to sleep anyway. Like those I don't even make the videos. Like nobody watches them. So, but
No. I was telling Alan last night how I'm starting to fall asleep in the chair, and I'm afraid the kids are going to think I'm dead.
So, yeah.
I mean, like for me, like a lot of it was it's just built over time, buying and selling stuff, and I've just been able to, you know, when I see something that I really want and the price is right, if I go like I can make this work, you just, you know, just go for it. But yeah, no, it's.
So by the way, have you noticed that you can get a lot more deals recently on Heritage? Like I feel like the prices are a little bit soft lately.
I mean, I have dialed back a lot of my purchasing.
That's why.
That could be why. It's because it used to be like me sitting there on Heritage, like bidding people up because I was like, maybe I can get this, you know. So maybe that's why. But I mean, part of the reason is that like my sales have, and I've talked about this on the channel, like my sales have reduced, and like if my sales reduce, I don't have the comic money to buy comics. That's what I use to buy comics, and so if my sales went down, my buying goes down, and I've focused a little more on like a few big pieces of original art, and you can only buy so much of that when your sales have gone down. So yeah, I mean, I've noticed like high-end market has been exceptionally strong and continues to be strong. The lower end market also seems to be pretty strong, like $100 and below, 150 and below. But once you start getting into that, like 500 to 1,000, 500 to 1,500, I've noticed significant drop-offs in
would you think though that it's a time of the year thing? I've always found that the market goes soft November, December.
This has been for over a year.
Yeah, well, I mean that people thinking of Christmas and stuff like that.
No, like my statement covers over a year. I noticed it starting in about like September last year. But yeah, you are correct though that one of the best times to buy is if somebody puts something up for auction around Christmas that you want, you will probably get a good deal on it. I always am watching eBay auctions around Christmas because just people have like, they've spent on presents or whatever. And if I can snag a deal, like I remember somebody put up a Famous Funnies 213 a few years ago that ended like December 26th. And I was like, I'm winning that book. Like, there's no way I'm not winning that book. And so
unless people got a lot of money on the 25th and thought
it's possible. That's possible.
I always like when the bidding ends at like a really early time in the morning where nobody's going to be awake.
I always wonder about that. I'm like, why did you list
Why would
it?
you do that?
Like, you're like, I'm up at 4 a.m. I'll list this.
I'll set my alarm and just wake up just to bid on it and then go back to sleep.
You're just going to give a
There have
book to
been times I've done
Chanto.
that. I've absolutely
mind,
set my alarm to wake up to bid on something on eBay. That has
Keep
I've
in
done that
mind,
for
though,
sure.
the world is a 24-hour world. Just because it's 4 o'clock here doesn't mean it's like 4 o'clock everywhere.
Yeah, but most people time it for New York time. I think
Yeah.
it's the way if you're selling smart on eBay, you time it for New York time.
Like I was mentioning
Central
Blizzard
time.
Comics on eBay. You look at his listings, his auctions like all end between like 8:30 p.m. Eastern and like 11:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday and Monday. It's
Yeah.
like just clockwork every week.
And he does that because he wants to also have it around when the heritage auctions are over.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I think
that
that's
makes
why he
sense.
does it.
Now, does anyone else have stuff they want to show?
Yeah,
Well, I got
I
some
do.
stuff.
I do. I was out show some stuff real quick. I was out today with get this picture to come. I was out with some other YouTubers.
Nice.
That's
Oh
cool.
well, is that
What up?
Nate?
Yes,
That's
Eric
Nate.
and Nate and,
Eric
and Johnny.
Sidequest, Johnny
Oh wow,
Comics,
SideQuest.
and
They're both tiny.
Eric Himbo, which
Yes,
is Nate's
Himbo.
buddy. Yeah, Himbo. You see Himbo and things stuff, but
Very cool.
Yeah, because you guys all live within hours of each other, right?
yeah, not too far. I drove over towards where Nate lives, and
Yeah.
we went to a couple different shops. But stuff I was
I
gonna
hope to
show
make
was-
it to one of these because I if I hadn't been traveling back from middle of South America, I
Yeah.
would have gone.
We was exchanging gifts and stuff and this and that, different things. And Johnny Comics, he gave me this.
Whoa, cool! Is that signed?
It's signed by Neil Adams.
No way,
Oh,
man!
wow, that's cool.
So, yeah, he knows how much I love these and how much I love Conan and stuff, everything else. But he was like, "Yeah, it was just on my shelf, so I can't thank Johnny."
It's on the shelf. Yeah, there you go.
Man.
Super
Wow.
generous guy.
It blew me away when he gave me that, and then he was like, "I was like, well, I'm gonna go stick this out in my car." He goes, "Hang on a minute." He's like, "I got something else to give you." Then he gives me this.
Whoa!
Oh, cool.
Jeez.
That's really nice.
Good job, Johnny, man. What a gem. Our buddy Johnny Comic stuff.
He's like, "You collect those, right?" I went, "Yeah."
By the way, one of the great pressers working. Johnny, one of
Yes.
the great pressers working right now.
And then let's see. There we go. What else? Those guys. And then while I was at Nate's, where's that book at? Dang it. Oh. Where's that?
You're bent over so far. I think we're about to see Plumber's crack, man.
It's gonna get big and nasty here. In a
Then
second.
the story can move in a different direction.
on the C3 thing when Nate was hosting his thing for the Thomas Curing Cancer stuff. He had a book on there that I bid on for the money to go to
Oh, you got one.
to the call. So I thought, that's what I won. I was like, yes.
Very cool.
Oh, bring back Herco. James
Yeah, I
Gunn,
love
if you
that.
are watching this particular broadcast, bring Herco back.
Yeah,
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
Yeah,
He's like, I love that show. I never miss it
I
on
put
Saturday.
hashtag bring back Herco.
Big Nasty and
Every one of
Chocolate
my
were great. Already
I've
said
done
that.
one of those records too. Stepo sent me one.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a nice little Superman one here.
But the rest of the stuff, I was trying to think of what he gave me some different things, but yeah, that was. I mean, there's some other stuff, but that was the gist of that. But then we bought some books too.
By the way, heck of a nice shirt you're wearing. Very nice.
You like that?
Yeah.
man. I wore that for in honor of my buddy making it back to the States. Yeah, I see Matt wore mine. He got
To be fair, I wore Chonkos in a video I recorded last week.
Very cool.
the,
Ryan, get us your address. We'll send you some swag. You get out some Chonko
All right.
nasty swag.
Yeah.
All right.
but
I got coffee mugs now, by the way.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Stevie, go
Hey.
ahead, bud.
Okay.
Stevie.
Well, everybody's showing such great stuff, so I grabbed some cool stuff. I love this cover. It's the Falcon.
Hey, first Falcon. All right.
He's just so happy to be his Cap's sidekick, you know.
I mean, one of the cool things with that, like my nephew, like the Falcon is his favorite character. I was talking to him about like Marvel stuff, and I was surprised to hear. So I've been looking around. I'm gonna buy him a first appearance at some point and give it to him. But like that,
Very cool.
but yeah, I was like, man, like of all the characters, I would not have thought the Falcon would be the one that was his favorite. But yeah,
You got to show some art too, Stevie. Maybe it's the
I
edge.
will. I got
Okay.
a few little mini segments.
I was going to
lined up.
say, you've been pretty busy. You've sent a lot of pictures to me recently.
Oh,
nice.
And Steranko.
I love Steranko, man.
I love this comic. You know, I would like to get it cleaned or get an upgrade. And
Right.
here's one I
Done.
won.
Hey, another
Oh,
banger.
nice.
Another
Yeah, I had to get them out. I brag on my Iron Man, but I hardly ever do on my Captain America.
Very
And
nice.
what's cool is Bjorn, son of Crom, he sent me this club card for Captain America.
Oh wow.
And so I store it with number 100 or the way they did number one. And I
Very
got it
cool,
for a
man.
one Iron Man story. Tales of Suspense. I got
Oh,
3 or
nice.
4 slabs, and this is one of them.
Nice.
Nice.
So now I had a hunt yesterday, and one of my goals is to get rid of a couple of long boxes of comic books that I have no real attachment to, except they were impulse cover buys, which is fun when you go on a hunt, chunk, and you, oh, that's a cool book, and you for $1 you throw it aside, and you end up with 2 long boxes of them. Well, anyway, I took a stack about that big into this one shop I know, and I dug out. I found this book. It had $5 on it. It's brand spanking new.
Huh.
It came from a library. The librarian came into his shop and said, "Nobody's checking this out." So I know you have a shop. We want to give it to you. So I go up there, and I was going to pay $5 for it. It's a great reference source, you know. So I grabbed a handful of comics, and here's a cool Twilight Zone gold key where
Cool.
the Taj Mahal and the Eiffel Tower and Mount Rushmore, and it looks like the space
They all
shuttle
get destroyed, of course.
all on one cover, which is cool. And this is a cool alien cover. I like the
Yeah.
alien look.
Oh,
And I think these are all painted covers.
They do look all painted. Very cool.
And here's one that reminds me of an episode, UFO flying saucers of the Twilight Zone, where they all have to wear masks until midnight to get their inheritance, and their faces get all distorted like that.
Wow.
They're grabbing him.
And here's a cool one, Twilight Zone poster man. He's out in the shooting rays at people. Okay, that's one
going to be the next
segment.
James Gunn character. It's going to be
And on my hunt, so I get up to the counter, and he says, "I'll give you $10 for what I brought in." It's okay. I was making room for stuff I really want and thinning the herd, and so everything I got and a bunch of books I'm not showing you, about 3 or 4 more, I got for just a straight up trade. It's the first time I really had the hobby fund itself. And one of the things I found was this ash can. Jesse James
Oh, okay.
is a dead man. And what's funny, the reason I'm showing this is he's confronting wrong side. He's confronting death, and he's going, "Not you again." And Death goes, "Who are you expecting? The Tooth Fairy?"
Oh,
So that's kind of funny. All right. So I've drawn 3 pieces of 3 different styles.
all right.
And-
This is what we're all looking forward to. Is Stevie,
All right.
Stevie Art is all the best.
I invented a fictitious comic book called Spaceship Saga, where I draw a space scene and pretend it's a cover of something. And I was experimenting with the ink shading on the teardrop UFO kind of thing.
Okay.
Always the most creative. That's a spaceship, the teardrop thing.
Yeah, it's
Very
it's,
cool.
it's
Okay,
warping in from somewhere.
I'm not gonna say what it looked like when you first flashed it, man. I'm telling you. That,
Not today. You know, the Saturday morning cartoons and stuff, they are very simple but really difficult to draw. In one of those comics, I saw a page where you could get like a sticker or a decal in the ads. So I drew
there you go, man. Oh, yeah,
Tweety
bud.
Bird and Woody Woodpecker and the Roadrunner.
Very nice.
But by the time I got to the Roadrunner, his neck is way too short. He's got a long neck. But and the Woody Woodpecker goes, "Okay, who's getting the bird seed?" and the Roadrunner's going, I always get the bird seed. And Tweety Bird goes, "Beep beep your ass." and I drew him big because I was just drawing him at first, and I had fun doing it, so I went on to the other one. Now the last drawing is a partial nude. It's tasteful. It's not.
Are we gonna need to blur this?
No, I don't think so, because it's art that came out of my hands today.
Self-portrait, is it, Stevie?
All right.
No, I'd sell 1 million copies if I did that. You know.
I don't know.
All right.
Steve.
Here we go.
Whoa, Stevie!
Whoa.
What you doing, homie?
And I'm working on shading
The
and
brights are on, man. Those headlights.
well, it's everybody looks at the boobs. It's not just the boobs.
Yes, they
If you
do.
look at it, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in there. You know.
You can take an
And
eye. Okay.
so that's
Oh.
a hot chick for the hot
I like
chick
your
part
hair.
of the show.
Good job. Good job, Stevie.
There, Stevie.
And I have one more, and then I'm done.
All right.
I ran across this today, and it's Batman and Superman sitting on a pile of villains all tied up, reading comic books because they got done with all their busy work. I think Batman's reading The Watchmen, and I can't really tell who Superman's reading, but Joker's in the middle of the pile. He's reading the comic book too, but he can't go anywhere because he's stuck. And it's all the villains. I thought that was a really funny cover,
Yeah.
and it was a cover buy. I'm a cover buyer. That's why I ended up with 2 long boxes of comic books I really don't have an attachment to, you know.
Nicely
But I'm
done,
going to get
Stevie.
rid of them all over time. And one more thing. I finished my Avenger Spotlight and Solo Avenger run I had been working on. So that was a milestone, and I was happy to do that. And that's
Very
my
good, Stevie.
presentation, guys.
Nicely done.
Nicely done.
Alan, you want to show that Black Cat 50? You're waiting for your own show.
No, I can't show you. I don't have it yet.
Oh, you don't have it yet. Oh,
gonna
I
I
thought.
a couple of things I just
I
grabbed.
brought some
Yeah.
stuff too, actually, though.
All right. Cool.
Okay, well, Rich, you showed the record. I've got the one Steppo sent me.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Superman, of course. Now I need the record player. But also when he mentioned Bjorn there, Bjorn had sent me a couple of things too. Not only that Superman book, but he sent me like some of the Superman of America stuff.
Oh, yeah.
cool. Like the fan
Like
club,
this is the fan club. Apparently, Don Baker from San Francisco, California, was part of the Superman of America.
Did you hear Bjorn is abandoning his channel? He's like totally
Yes, I
getting rid of it.
Oh, really?
he's-
Why?
He says he's bored with it, and he's going to start something new. I told him at least let us know what your new channel is going to be.
Well,
I was wondering
he's
what was
doing
going on.
the other thing he sent me was this decoder, and
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
the red bucks that you could use to buy things at the Superman store back in
Wow.
the day.
It was like from the 70s,
No, from the 40s and 50s.
40s, and 50s. Holy smokes, that's great, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So yeah, it's not much I got tonight. I'm
No,
sort of
very
like-
cool stuff though.
Very cool.
But I
man.
mean, this was the stuff like this is the non-comic stuff that people are like really cool sending to me. Oh wait, I do have an interesting foreign language book. I may have shown this before, but I just find it so hilarious.
That's a badass shirt you got on, man.
Yeah, it is.
I like it
By the
too.
way, we might be unveiling a new logo for the live show. A certain friend of ours is working on combining our logos for a
Oh,
new
okay, that'd be cool.
logo. We'll
New logo,
we'll see
yeah.
that coming up.
Well, I like this. This is a German comic, and it's the reprint of the first appearance of Rose and Thorn.
Cool.
Okay, but what I like here is the German, and the reason the German is hilarious because it says the gang. Okay, in English, it's the gang wants to beat you up, like kill you, whatever kind of thing. But if you take the last word, which is erledigen, and change the L in it to an I, it becomes erledigen, which is German for fuck. That's it. I want to fuck you.
What?
So when I saw this cover for the first time, I laughed my head off, thinking, "Man, they were this close to making it not allowed in America." Right?
Very cool.
Wow.
Alan, you said you got something, Alan?
Yeah, I got some stuff. I figured I
Cool.
should show. So one of the reasons I asked if you were finding that you could get deals on Heritage was I always try to, like, if I'm going to do some big buys, I wait for like the prime auction, and then I'll buy on the weekly auction. I won't buy at the prime auction because, well, I don't have crazy money.
The stuff that, yeah, it feels like, yeah, because a lot of times you'll get like similar issues or the same issues, and it's like a lower grade version of it that goes that Sunday or
So
Monday.
this Frankenstein came up.
Oh, cool.
Oh man.
Nice.
Wow.
And I got it and 1 through 4 and number 15 all for $1,000 cheaper than a 3.0 sold for.
What?
Nice.
Man. Hell you do.
So I
Good
got
for
that
you.
whole run, and then it was
Were they
$1,000.
all graded or just that one graded?
All of them graded, yeah.
Hmm.
And they were all in
Nice.
like the 3.5 to 4.0 range.
Wow.
Very cool though.
So I thought it was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, because
little
you don't see that one come up all that often.
No, like, I've been looking for it for a while, but it was always a little bit pricey.
Mhm.
But I got it for like it was $1,200. So I think that's pretty good for a 4.
Yeah.
And then this one I haven't shown this one for a long time. I've had this for like a long time, but I've never shown it recently. It's Mystery Comics #1.
Yeah, nice.
That's a good one. I've
This is the
seen
first
it.
appearance of Wonder Man.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Not
The
the, Simon
OG.
Williams Wonderland though.
Yeah,
right?
the OG.
Yeah,
Wonder.
the OG.
yes,
one.
old. This is the Golden Age. This is from Wise Publications.
Hey, listen. Some of the stuff is the same. They use the same name in the ferret for the
Right.
the very
Yeah.
least for the alter ego. Not much else stayed the same, but they use the same name. So
Yeah, a lot of time. Yeah, and the same looks to him. Yeah. I just thought this one was a cool one to show. So Lone
What is
Ranger
going on
#1.
there? It's like a
It's such a random mix of things.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like I
This
got
is actually the
cowboy,
very
ice
first
cream.
appearance. Yeah, it's very first appearance. of
Lone
Ranger.
Ranger against chocolate.
Oh, that's
a cool book.
ice cream cone.
And it
Hey,
was like
kids.
a promo comic. It was a promo
Hey
comic.
kids, we have everything you like. We have the cowboy, ice cream, and baseball. What else more do you want in your comic?
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that was probably well. You said it was a promo though, so it's not really like for sale something. It was like maybe for free at a.
Yeah, it was like a promo with the ice cream, and the ice
Oh,
cream
okay.
cone actually had the Lone Ranger on it. You can see.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
And
Got
this
it.
one this is actually considered to be, well, it's his first appearance, but it's also the very first comic devoted to westerns.
Oh wow.
Really?
So-
There were none before that? Wow.
No, this is
What-
1939.
Oh,
wow.
39.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So it's a
Wow.
And again, another one that I picked up from Heritage when there was a Prime auction and then the next day. And I thought this one was just a really cool one.
Oh wow, cool Black Hood.
Very cool.
This is my
Nice.
favorite Black Hood cover. I just like the bondage and stuff. And she's even gagged. It's just like,
She got rope in her mouth.
and this is Everett Raymond Kinsler cover. So just a
Wow.
classic artist. And then the last one that I thought this was a really big steal, and I've shown this, Chunko, you've seen this before, but I'll show it again. Is this Might Fight?
I love it.
Oh, nice.
This is
Signed.
a Will Eisner cover.
Who's it signed by?
It's signed by Iger House, the guy Iger.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Amazing.
Bob Iger. Wow.
Yeah,
So cool.
yeah. So I mean, that to me is like it's SM Iger. You know, it's the guy that created Iger House, the packager.
Is that a Ruben Blades copy?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I was
Very
like, I thought I
cool.
recognized that sticker. So
Yeah, it's the Ruben Blades sticker. I got a bunch from his collection. It's kind of weird.
I have one, or no, I have two from his collection. But yeah, it's always cool to like,
Was it a
especially
big
Ruben
one?
Blades. Yeah.
Yeah. So my Eerie one, which is the first horror comic, is a Ruben Blades one as well.
Hmm.
So yeah. So those are, I don't know. I was excited just to get something like Iger. Like, why would somebody even get his signature? It just seems like a really weird signature to get, because he's not an artist. He's just the packager. He's just like,
Mhm.
So I thought it was cool. So yeah,
Very cool.
that's it. Those are mine.
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's kind of hard to throw it together when it's last minute for me, anyway.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Alan too has done a lot of show. Like we've done a lot of shows this week. It's
Been a
Not
busy
me.
week.
I've just been.
yes, I know you're just getting back, and that's why I commented. I was singing for the fact that you were back because I haven't heard your theme song in so long. I was afraid I'd forget the
I
words.
have so many videos planned, man, and we're gonna do. I've got more songs. I'm gonna finally do. I've got some time coming up. And I'm gonna do the Nerd Stink. The song making fun of the Nerd Stink at conventions. I'm gonna be doing
oh my
the.
god! Did I tell the story about the Montreal Comic Con?
It was
I'm
our Nerd
standing
Stink.
outside to get in. Yeah, it's a Nerd Stink comic. Thing. Okay, I'm standing outside to get in on the first day, and I'm chatting with the people standing next to me in front of me, and the guys behind me they smelled worse than the Games Workshop room. Okay, by themselves, like they've never met a shower before. Like we're talking, everybody at the front of the line was looking back, like with the kind of look. Okay.
Yeah.
But what I
Wow.
found hilarious was the guy who smelled the worst was sitting there. They're probably early 20s, these guys, okay? But he's sitting there going, I so hope we meet girls today.
Yeah. Good luck.
Like that.
Yeah, I'm sure Jenny Frizen can't wait for you in her line, buddy.
The
Your-
toxic Avenger,
Yeah, your 20-year-old sweat-stained Hulk shirt. Okay, but
Yes, perhaps it's time for somebody to do a basic hygiene video.
yeah. Well, there'll be enough Chonko mocking in this. I think maybe people get the message. But yeah. Also, a couple other things. Just some kind of housekeeping. Next week we will have the great and powerful Darth Lopez on for an interview, and then I'm working on finalizing for. I believe it'll be December, but Nathan Zierdy will be coming on for an interview, as will the
Wow.
great and powerful David Nakayama are coming on.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Tremendous.
And also, kind of working some other stuff out. We will have returning guests, both Kiss Kiss and David Byrne. We're trying to set this up. They're coming. They are working on a book.
Can't wait.
If you're not following that Stake series that they're doing, really good stuff, really great. But they're working on a book that is also a role playing game, and we're going to be play testing it live. So it looks like this will be not only Rich and I, but Nate, Eric, and Adam from Up and Adam.
Nice.
I talked to Kiss Kiss. We're gonna play test this RPG that they're working on. So like, if you want deep nerdcore stuff, this could be really nerdy. And
Nice.
so
Really
Read the
nerd. It's gonna
directions
be great.
beforehand is one thing I want to say.
It's gonna be freaking awesome.
Did Adam ever show up tonight? I don't think I saw his name anywhere.
I didn't see him tonight. No, but
I wonder if he's traveling again because he was out last night. He was watching some stuff.
That,
He
yeah,
did
that
mention
name
you were
just
traveling.
cracks me up. It just always reminds me of The Simpsons. Yeah, up and at them.
Up and at them. No, up and at them. Up and at them.
By the way, I've been gone, so I haven't been able to like congratulate just like on a show. Congratulations to Alan and Matt. Both won Comic Book Community Awards for all of their hard work. Chonko's a 3-time loser. That our buddies Up and Adam and JSS and Steven and Bleeker and Biggie and TM Nerdy and who am I forgetting? All our people who won. Just
Biggie.
so.
You got Biggie?
Yeah, I did say Biggie.
Yeah.
Biggie.
Did say Jim? Did
Did you
say
say
yeah?
Nate?
I was so
Nate,
happy
Nate.
to see Bleeker 1-2
Yeah, Bleeker won.
church. But I was so happy to see you and Steven win and Biggie Shaq and TM win because I know Biggie really wanted to win that one, and I know that you guys really wanted to win yours. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
And just another shout out to Brian LCS for just doing a good job and running a cool thing. And I think it's a great thing. I saw Alan's video earlier. I'm not going to go watch Sticky Goose's video. I don't give a shit about that
Actually,
guy.
he was fair. He was fair. He was.
I just
something?
I'm not giving him a view. I don't like the
Sticky
guy.
Goose has another video out. Hagen made a comment on that first video that he's referring to, and Sticky Goose just made a video raking Hagen over the coals.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, Sticky Goose said something bad.
I know.
Imagine that.
Hagen's
I'm
probably
shocked.
going to get like 40 subs from it.
Yeah, actually, it
I-
could help him. Like
I should do that. I should just do a good old fashioned Chonko roast on Sticky. But yeah, I don't care. I don't care enough.
I know.
don't care.
I'm just avoiding the controversies, period, because it's just, you know what? It just interferes with what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a Mr. Positive about everything.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's about the hobby and it's about.
Oh, I mean, Alan,
friendship and
your
the
video
people.
today was really good. I meant to send you a message about saying
no
that
problem.
that was
Yeah,
really good today.
I just wasn't going to watch Sticky Goose's video for perspective on it. I'm sure it's a great point, but
Well, I
But anyway.
went back to see what it was that Sticky Goose was saying that Alan was reacting to, and to be honest, it's one of his less. Sticky Goose is one of his less controversial, that particular video.
Yeah.
But I know why Hagen got mad. Hagen got mad because he did criticize Nate and Eric. So
Sticky
Hagen's, so Hagen's going to get stuck. Nate's his wife, his spouse, right? So as they joke, so they're going to. He's going to get it, and I completely understand that too. And I agree, Lau. We're all middle-aged guys nerding out. No use for drama. If we want drama, that's why we're married.
not me. So maybe I should just start like messing with Sticky Goose. I don't know.
Oh,
Whatever.
you've got enough drama. You've got the cute little dog.
He's not so little, man. He's a tank. He is a tank, man. That dog hits you. It's like a bowling ball hit you.
How much does your dog weigh?
I'd say he's probably a good 55 pounds, but he's
Oh,
like
wow.
he's a bulldog.
He's very compact though, right? So,
He's an English bulldog. He's solid, he's
I
he's
don't
strong
think
and
he'd be that big. Like,
he's stout, man. He's stout. Like you go to pick him up and
you feel it. Yeah.
yeah, if you're not ready for it, he's a good dude.
My
In fact,
dog
I
is
should-
overweight and he's 6 pounds.
oh.
we have a Newfoundland that's like
I
115.
love
so-
Newfies, man.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I always said it's because I pick her up to put her in our Forerunner, and it's like I got to prep myself every time to like make sure I squat right. I don't want to. I hurt my back one time lifting her, trying to like rush her in, and I was like, oh my gosh, so stupid. And so,
They're beautiful dogs, man. I love
I'm
those guys.
laughing here.
Massive, yeah.
Archivist Adrift writes, I'm planning on living to 150, so I'm only quarter aged. Well, if I get many more, cyborg parts, I may live to 200. I'm getting
No
more.
hope.
No, I'm getting more parts put into me in December to supplement the ones that they did with the one I got in August. So, I mean, we're going to see what's going to happen.
What do you think, Rich?
Yeah, I think about ready to call it. I think it's a pretty good show, pretty good run, over 2 hours.
Ryan, it
yeah,
was great to see your
Yeah,
stuff.
it's great talking with you guys.
I'm going to
Yeah,
have
thanks so much,
to
Ryan.
watch an hour that I missed.
want to say
Thanks for doing
to
this.
everybody in the say
I,
thanks to everybody in the chat, and thanks to Ryan.
We should
for
go
coming
around real
on.
quick. Maybe have everybody announce if they got something going on. Maybe or
Yep, we can do that. We can go around the bend here. Ryan, start with you since you're our guest. You got
All
anything you want to announce or put out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always putting out videos, usually 2 or
Mm-hmm.
3 a week. So if you want to go subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, I always appreciate it. And then we've got that kind of like a every other week kind of podcast type format with me and Swallow Haas and Neo Comics and Cards and 99 Newsstand that we've been doing, and that's been fun. So yeah, make sure
Very cool.
we're doing that on Swallow Haas channel if you want to go check that out as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Alan, you got anything?
I'm doing the hot Golden Age comics of the week list tomorrow, and there was some pretty crazy sales this week actually, all on eBay. These were all eBay sales, and it was actually some really big sales. One that I was actually shocked by, and I'm kicking myself because it was an eBay live sale that I don't know why this person sold something like a really massive book.
I heard there was an eBay live sale that got pulled into like GPA or something. Like I've heard rumors that's like happening now.
Yeah.
Is that? I'm wondering if maybe that's that.
It
book.
got pulled into Go Collect.
Or maybe
So
it's Go Collect that they're getting pulled
But
into.
yeah, I was shocked. I was like, "What? Why would they sell this on eBay Live? Like nobody would watch. It's not something you'd normally watch on a live thing, right?"
Yeah,
it's just really weird. So it was.
was
really
it the
big
Superman 9.0?
No, it was,
I know.
it was just a rare book.
it was the Edgar Church. It was only an 8.5. So
Right.
Yeah. No, nothing like that. But
Paltry.
it was a crazy book. I was, and it was one that was high on my want list, and I was kicking myself that I missed it. So I was like, but yeah. So that's tomorrow. I was just actually editing it before I came on this show. So.
Cool.
Okay. Matt, got anything, buddy?
Well, on Tuesday, my guest will be the great and awesome Robbie Josephs.
Awesome.
I finally convinced him to come on. So
Robbie's got some books, man.
I know he's shown me what he says. A few of the ones he's planning on bringing. We had a little test the other day so that he'd make sure he was signed up and everything, and we weren't going to have problems on Tuesday. And while I had him, he started showing me some books, and man, you guys are going to enjoy yourselves. This is one to watch. If you don't watch my show on a regular basis, watch this one. And then tomorrow there's no Superman show, but there will be the week after. I'm not sure who's going to be on it yet. I've put some feelers out. I'm just waiting for responses. And, and then after that, Comic Mike will be my guest on the Tuesday night, the week after.
Cool. Stevie D?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the mail tomorrow because I'm getting a book. It's related to a book that I got that I saw Alan show on his show. It was What If Mickey Mouse and His Friends Were the Avengers and Mickey Mouse was Iron Man. So I hardly ever have that FOMO, when I see books.
I'm glad I'm a positive influence on you.
I love that book. When I saw it, I said that I got to get that book. So anyway, I was looking when I was ordering the Complete My Run books. I ran across What If Donald Duck Was Iron Man, and I got him typical flying like Superman pose, and I'm looking forward to that and a few other books coming in. I'm going to make a little show on it, and I'm going to start digging out my Christmas books. So throughout the year, I look for Halloween type books and Christmas books. So I've got a bunch of new ones, and I want to incorporate into my Christmas show, and take out some that I showed in the past to have variety for the people watching. That's about it.
Cool. Mike, Jocko?
Just this week, just I have a lot of stuff landing, a lot of some heritage stuff, some Jaime Cortez stuff, as you know, and some stuff, a book that I traded to I traded some stuff to Bry for a very cool Golden Age book that's going to be landing, and the stuff that I traded to our friend the great and powerful Yaniv, I made a trade that stuff should be landing, and a CGC submission should be coming back this week. So a lot of books coming back, a lot of stuff, a lot of kind of pent up Chonko energy, and I'm sure I'll be swearing about packaging and yelling at people.
That's why we love you.
Yep. Wednesday on Geeking Out With, I have Jeff from Outer Space Comics going to be on. So geeking out then, and then
I've watched him a couple of times. He's got some interesting videos.
Yeah. I met him at Heroes Con. He was actually one of the first people I met on Thursday on like the pre-show. I was walking around and was kind of filming and being like in awe because it was the first time I'd ever been there, looking around, and I turned and looked down an aisle and he was standing there, and I was like, hey, I know that guy. Like I'd ever met him before, but really, really cool dude. So it should be a fun show.
Do you go to Heroes every year, or?
That was the first year. This was the first year I went, man. And
Okay,
I highly recommend it for anybody that's never been, because it is a freaking awesome show, dude. Awesome show. Awesome.
Yeah, I always hear positive things about Heroes.
Oh my God, dude. If you watch one of my first videos I did, I'm walking around like a little kid at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, dude. I'm just like, holy crap. Wow, look at that. Oh my God. What? I didn't know what to say on camera, because I was just amazed. It was a lot. It was a sensory overload for sure. But with that, we are going to get out of here. And thanks again to our guest for taking time out and coming on here and hanging out. And
thanks, Ryan. It was fun. I hope you had a good time.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it was great.
And thanks to everybody in the chat. And thanks to our guys on the panel that come and hang out and stuff. Like always, it's always a good time, man, to hang out after a little bit of hangout after the interview. So until next week, I will say adios, goodbye, sayonara.
Hasta mañana. Bye, guys.